Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dribbz Talks Podcast. We're bringing it to you real, raw and uncut. A safe place where we can talk about anything and everything. So like, share and subscribe. But most importantly, keep it locked. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Just take one step at a time. That's what the leaflets say. Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Dribbz Talks. It's episode 4 now, and this guest I have been excited for a while to hear his story. He's captured the hearts of thousands with his amazing voice and his amazing personality. He's one of our own. It's Telford's Callum Doignie. Thank you for coming down, bro.
How you doing, mate? Yeah, no, thank you for inviting me, mate. It's an absolute honour.
Honestly, I've been excited to get you down for a while.
Yeah, no, I've been buzzing, mate. Especially, you know, as you contact me, you're like, I've got this podcast going, and I'm like, yes, just do me. I want to be heard. And shout out to you, Ad. Ad or Dribbz?
Anything you want, mate. I'm gonna go. I mean, I do go by Dribbz with a lot of people, but you know, anything.
All right, I'll call you. I'll mix it up.
So, have you done any podcasts before?
I've done one before, not long after The Voice, with a guy called Brad Tantner in America. Yeah, he watched The Voice UK, and he just asked me about that sort of thing. So yeah, it was quite cool. So I kind of know where my bases are, if you know what I'm saying. Nice.
Well, yeah. with these podcasts, we literally can talk about anything and everything. I go with the fact that it's real, raw and uncut. So you know, there's no editing after. We literally just hit record, and we go from there. I mean, the last podcast I did was bonfire night, so you know, we had fireworks going off in the back. We had the full shebang. Full shebang.
Well, hopefully it meets you know, with fireworks, it meets it with that last podcast.
Absolutely. So let's get straight to it then. So tell the listeners, for the very small minority who haven't heard of your name by now, introduce yourself and tell them a bit about what you do.
Well, okay, where do I start? So my name's Callum Doignie. I recently started singing a few years ago. I just started doing karaoke, and when I was drunk, and then COVID hit, and I couldn't go out and do karaoke. So as I sort of found this new love for singing karaoke songs, I just spent my time at home on YouTube, just doing different songs, because when I do something, I like to be good at it. So when I did that first karaoke song, I think it was like Leave a Light On or Never Fall in Love Again by Tom Jones, funnily enough. And I just started practicing it because I wanted to nail these karaoke performances, as silly as it sounds. And I just wanted to get better at songs, learn the melodies, how I could pitch myself, etc. And it got to lockdown. When that hit, I just kept on practicing different tunes, different songs, to see what my range could go to. And I went out just singing in a couple of pubs when lockdown started, you know, when you had to eat a meal and stuff. Oh, God. Or a load of nonsense.
I know, looking back now, it's just crazy, isn't it?
It is. And so when it was sort of that time, karaoke started opening back up, I'd go along and I'd do my thing. And my brother recorded when we were, one of my brothers, I got two older ones, the one recorded me when he was drunk, and he decided, I'm going to put you in for The Voice. He didn't tell me about it, he just decided to put me in for it. And then He rang me the one day when I was at work in like a bit state of panic, and he never, like, we speak all the time or whatever, but to ring me and for me to answer straight away, I'm like, yo, what's up? And he's like, The Voice have just got back in touch with me, I sent you video and this, and so then I went on The Voice, The Voice UK, which was amazing, to learn what I learned there, because I absolutely knew, like I said, I just did karaoke, and and I sort of tackled my way through The Voice, and my confidence grew, and Sir Tom Jones told me I was great. I got to the final, and I come off the back of that filming. We finished filming in April 2023, and there was going to be some time in between for it to be released, so I was like, what do I do? I've been told by Sir Tom Jones that I'm great. I did a duet with him. I've been praised highly, and I want to now take it as a career. So that's what I did. I come off the back of the show without it being released, and I started doing pub gigs, and then I sort of got getting myself out there, really, social media wise, gigging wise, and then The Voice got released, and it kind of it's just gone from up and up and up and up, to be honest.
Fantastic. Now, I was consciously not going to mention The Voice, because to me, to me, there's more to you than just the Voice Finalist. Because thousands of people know you as the Voice Finalist, but I feel there's a lot more to you than just that.
Yeah, man.
So I'm going to touch base with the Voice later on in the podcast.
Yeah, of course.
But for now, growing up, did you live in a musical house, and have you always had a passion to sing?
So I've always been that, within my family, I've always been the entertaining kid. Like, I just started like on holidays when I was like young, 8, 7, 8, 9, whatever. I'd always be dancing and making people laugh, like my mum and dad, my brothers and that. I'd always be trying to make people laugh, because that was, if I can make someone laugh as a young kid, if I can make someone laugh, you are then showing a real side of them people, and you get the real ability, like you get the realness from them. So when they're laughing, you're opening up their heart to pretty much anything, and that's where I kind of got from a kid. Like, I just loved making people laugh, and I was a class clown, but I was very good. Like, I was a good kid, you know. I wasn't a bad kid, and I've just always been entertaining. Like, I've sat with my dad from a young age, and he's shown me the music his mom's listened to, my nan, and I've kind of grown up on like 50s, 60s music that I've loved. And then my mom loves pop. And I love pop, and you know, I had that age of 13, 14 when it was just hip hop, Biggie Smalls, Tupac, and that sort of stuff. And I was just like, I wanted to be on the east side, man. You know, it was that sort of love for music. And then a couple of years later, I jumped to Justin Bieber come out, and I remember sitting in a room with my friends. We were about 16. I think we were probably drinking or whatever, you know, at that age. And this kid comes up singing One Time, Justin Bieber, and like, all my mates are laughing. I'm sitting there like, this is brilliant. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, my music taste, mate, just fluctuates so much. Like, I do like a lot of pop music. I also like a lot of sad acoustic piano music, because I feel like it touches hearts. And you know, mate, with music, you know yourself, if you can make people feel the way you can feel about a song, then you're doing something right.
I think that is massively important to you know, the minute that the people that are listening to your music, it resonates with them. That's so important. Yeah, so important. I think, like with my tracks, you know, I write with that intention that people will relate and it will resonate with people, and it works, you know. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah. Now, I know yourself, like, you haven't mentioned this yet, but your occupation, would you class yourself as a builder?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Come on, my life. Come on. Yes, I am. I'd say I'm a part-time builder now. I'd say I'd probably class myself as a semi-professional singer.
Fantastic.
Because I like to live. I live on the wages that I earn from music. Yeah. So but I would say part-time. I'm trying to do as little as possible on the building site. I've been doing building since I was 15, 16 on site with my old man. And you know, I've learned so much, mate. I've got a career in my head and in my hands. I know what I'm doing, and they are life skills that you don't realise not many people know, and it's quite important. But I got to a stage in my life with building where it was probably around COVID time or a bit before, where I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. Don't get me wrong, I got a new building, I've got all these skills, these trades, and you know, I can do plastering, carpentry, paving. I've got loads. You know, I'm pretty clued up, and it come to a time in my life where I was like, is this what I want to be doing for the rest of my life? Like, I was 20, 25, 26. And my knees are aching. Like, I'm a big lad as it is anyway, but I carry a lot of stuff, and it's very physical, and it was taking a toll on my body, and mentally I wasn't going through the best stage of my life. And then I almost found my voice singing through the part of like the karaoke. When I found that karaoke, it kind of started saving me, and I didn't know it at the time, but like, this singing was helping me so much to get through the building work, if that makes sense. I know, and I'm quite, because of my ADHD, I like fresh and new things, and with my type of job, we're not going in the one house and doing the same thing over and over again. We do multiple different jobs everywhere, and we can do multiple things, which is great. So everything's kind of new all the time. But we were on this site for about 5 years, and we're not doing the same thing. We were doing different things all the time, but it was getting so repetitiveness, and I think it just wasn't agreeing with me. I finally realised that, okay, I don't want to do building for the rest of my life, but I need to find not that I need to find something, I want to find something that I love. And at the same time, I was singing at home, and it just become more of a passion for me to sing. And that's what I mean. I went on YouTube and I wanted to get better at doing karaoke songs. Like, for me, I'm like, why would I take karaoke so seriously? And I did. And then I got it to a point where I was like, oh, hang on, people actually love listening to me. And it kind of grew from there, really, mate. Like, the building aspect of my life, I've done a lot of building. I'm constantly doing it now, like renovations and stuff on my own house. I've built a bar and a studio in my back garden. Like, it's continuous. I am a builder. But now I like to say I'm a musician. And to be honest, the amount of people you tell when they're like, oh, what do you do? I'm a musician. They're like, ah, right. You one of them, are you? And it's like, hang on, mate.
That's quite impressive, you know?
Yeah, I think so too. When someone tells me, I'm like, talk to me about it. Tell me about your when people are like, oh, you're a musician, they're like, they sort of roll their eyes like, oh, here's one. And it's like, hey, you know, musicians are hard working.
Definitely.
The dedication, the time and effort that's put into whether it's just a song being released or whether it's just gigging and practicing and stuff like that. People don't realise that you're sat at home by yourself for hours making sure you're getting this right for them to either brush their shoulders at or cheer for you. You know, it's either way, it doesn't matter, but it's the time and effort musicians put in, man, and it's heart and soul. So yes, okay, you might not like this song or that song, but I now appreciate the time that's gone into music.
Yeah.
And I feel like if more people are more recognise about how hard musicians work, then you'll be like, oh, you're a musician, talk to me about it, because I'm sure you've got some random stories to tell me, you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
so.
I was speaking with the last series. I had a producer and a friend of mine called Bass Phase, who produces a lot of like electronic dance music and stuff, and yeah, we were talking about that. You know, people hear the final cut of that track, and they hear the track, and the track is disposable. You know, they listen to it and they move on. They don't realise the time and effort that's been put into that track.
Yeah,
and a lot with mine as well, with the albums. You know, there's a lot of time that I'm not spending time with my wife and kids because I'm in here in this studio right now, writing tracks, recording.
Yeah.
And again with money and stuff as well. Like, you know, I've had my album cost £10. I've had people go, what? £10? You can get Ed Sheeran's album for £10. I'll give you a fiver. And it's like, well, when you break it down, you know, I've had to pay for artwork for the album. I've had to pay for physical copies to be printed, you know, because for me, yeah. This is, you know, I'm reiterating what I said last series on the podcast, last episode. I'm old school in the fact of when I put my music out there, if someone's paying their good hard-earned money, because money's tight at the moment for people, you know?
Yeah, man.
I don't just want to put a file onto their computer, you know? I want something physical that's in their hands. Yeah. I'm quite old school like that,
yeah,
you know?
No, I like that, mate. It's something to keep, something to hold.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nice, that is. I like that aspect of a physical copy, because I like vinyls, you know. I don't know, there's something about them, mate.
My daughter has a massive love for vinyls. She loves like the crackle and, you know, stuff like that.
It's the authenticity of it, mate. Like it's just so real. It's so old school, and I don't know, I feel like you can hear the music in it, or whatever machine you're playing off your vinyl, like you can hear the effort that's put into it, and you're like, oh, wow, like the music has been going for such a long time, and in some way we are still at such a certain stage with how to release, perform and everything, and like it's not advanced that much, but there's so much more music coming all the time. Yes, studio wise they've advanced and stuff like that, but it is still instruments, it is still singing, it's still writing, and that's the beauty of it. And I feel like some people may forget sometimes when listening to a song the efforts that's gone into and the love that's gone into this track. That I recorded a song a few weeks back. This my ADHD playing in, and like I was there for a good old day. I think it was up in London. I got there about 8 a.m. or 10 a.m. and I didn't leave till 8 p.m. at night. And it was only one song. The song was already written. It was already done. I was just singing the vocals to it. And, you know, after a like 12, 14-hour day of just absolutely hammering your voice, going at it, and then you got to do the backing vocals, get them all layered and stuff like that. And then for someone to listen to it and be like, oh yeah, it's all right. It's like, man.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And you'll show other people, they're like, that's amazing. And it's like, that amazing feels so good. And you don't have to like the music. You can be like, wow, that's done really well. You know, that's produced so well. Or whatever the situation, I can see the time and effort gone into it. Not my type of music, but I can see how hard you've worked.
Yeah.
I feel that can be quite important, and it's not recognised enough in the sense of, I mean, look at Billie Eilish, how it's took her 2 years to write an album, and you expect, like, because people ask me all the time, when you're releasing a song, and it's like, I need time to write and do these things. I want to get it really good, really right for me.
And I suppose you want to find your own style within the scene. You know, you've been covering tracks for so long. You want to find your own authentic style. I think personally.
Yeah, no, I do.
And you've got it. You have got it, but to adapt that to your own release, which is solely yours.
Yeah, it's also finding that balance between. I enjoyed singing that, but I also really enjoyed singing this kind of style, and that's why I haven't put sort of a genre on myself, because I'm still unsure. I still don't know what kind of route to take. I mean, look at Post Malone. He's gone down every avenue, and he's smashing it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to be able to get to a point like that, but obviously I need a name in myself to sell myself almost, you know, at that point first. But yeah, man, it's I've backtracked. I've lost me.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Process
so I'm going on the fact of, like, you know, I didn't want to box myself off as a drum and bass artist, because there was more to me than that, you know. And I didn't want to box myself off as a hip hop artist. So I'm kind of going with the multi-genred artist, because there's the possibilities are endless to who you can collab with and what you can do. And I think collabing with people is very important, you know. Finding your own releases, of course, and, you know, to get that done first. But,
100%.
You know, when you collab with other people, you're opening your style to a new set of ears that are following them.
Yes.
That wouldn't necessarily have listened to you.
Yes, exactly. You know? Yeah. You're open. Yeah, you're opening a book, aren't you, to like you said, other potential fans, but also it opens your ears to, that's given me not that idea, but it's given me an idea for something else, you know. And it's, mate, it's all about working with other people as much as you can. It's been so head rush for me, like, as of recently, over the past 12 months, and it's not just music, it's the personal life, houses, you know, I've managed to do everything within a matter of 12 months.
Is that how long I've been chasing you for this feature?
Mate,
probably
honestly.
12 months.
Yeah, mate. It's been a while. I mean, I think a year ago today, one of the episodes of The Voice come out. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's been long, but, like, so quick at the same time. Like, I feel like I haven't been doing music that long, but okay, The Voice was released like 11 months ago now, and I'm like, oh wow. Okay, so, but then I've been doing gigs, I've been practicing, I've been getting a band together, I've crammed so much in, but also, and then people are still on to me like, when are you going to release a song? I've just finished doing 100 million things that are, like, even personal, like building and stuff, because I've still got work, I've still got to earn to live, and yeah, mate, it's. And don't get me wrong, I want to release a song. I've got 5 sitting in the catalogue right now. I'd love to release one. Don't get me wrong, but I want that chance to build a catalogue of good songs and be able to either potentially go to a label of some description or just release them off my own back. And it's, you know, I want the time to get them right, because I'm a perfectionist myself, and if I listen to something that I've done or recorded or wrote with someone, I'm like, that's really good, and I like the sounds of it, but I know if it was to get mastered or whatever like that, I know there's bits where it can improve. And, like, I'm happy with everything I do, but I've got to be strict on myself, because if I don't like it, then why would I expect anyone else to like it?
There's nothing wrong with taking your time, mate. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And you'll find, like, you know, with me, I've got tracks that, you know, say for example, BBC Music introducing, there's a track that I think, man, this is so good, I love this track, this is my best possible work, I'll send it to introducing, they don't play it. Then I've got other tracks that I think, you know what, it's alright, but I'll send it in because I haven't sent anything, and they love it. And that's it, mate. That's the beauty of it, mate. You know, just because you don't like things, other people might, you know. Exactly. But I get what you're saying in the fact of you want to make it perfect before you release it, you know?
Yeah, definitely, because if that song does become a hit, now I'm talking dream worlds where, like, a song, Sarah released a song, it went massive, you know, viral, whatever, and it goes big. That song may be attached to my life forever. So if I don't enjoy singing it now,
absolutely,
I've got to enjoy singing it at some point. You know, it's so, like, look at Carly Rae Jepsen. How long's "Call Me Maybe" been her song? Where it blew. She's gonna have to, and she got told. She said, if you're going to release this, you're going to have to sing it for the rest of your life, so make sure you like it, because it's going to be a hit. And I don't think she did at the start. I don't know if that's true.
Right.
But she'd grown to love it because of how overplayed, but I think she kind of hates it now because it's like, oh, I don't want to sing that song no more.
The radio can be such a killjoy.
It can.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you know yourself, I know songs that are in the top 10, 40, whatever, not through like searching up, that's there, I'm going to listen to it. it's just overplayed.
Yes.
You know songs, like majority of pop songs, everyone kind of knows them, not on purpose. They just know them because they're pushed in your face when you're going through Morrison's.
Obviously, the radio have like a set playlist, and they'll play them tracks, and then there'll be a few adverts and a few interviews, and then they'll play the same tracks again.
Yeah.
So each day, I get what you're saying, and like going back to what you were saying about you mentioning to people that you're a music artist, and they go, "All right."
Yeah.
With me, it's quite comical because, aside from, let's leave the hip hop that I do now. Being a drum and bass MC, I'm only responsible for a microphone at that rave. When I turn up, I've got my SM58. I plug it in. I'm good to go. Yeah. I do not touch turntables. I've never DJ'd. I don't know how to mix two vinyls together. That's the DJ. I am the mediator between the crowd and the DJ. The middleman.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The amount of people I've had on Facebook. Someone puts a post up. I'm looking for a wedding DJ. I get tagged. And they go, Dribbz will do it. And I'm like, what?
No, I won't.
No, I won't. I can't do it.
Just press play.
But because they've seen pictures of a DJ with vinyls and me in front with the mic, they all of a sudden think, Dribbz will do weddings. Yeah. He'll be the number one wedding DJ. And I'm like, it's happened so many times, bro.
Oh mate, I've got to you can do DJs at weddings.
Not a chance.
Oh, man. Yeah, but it's right, though. Like, I get that. I do understand that, because people, like, I know it's mad, and a lot of musicians do, but people assume I can play instruments as well, and I can't. They're like, play someone on the piano or the guitar or something. I'm like, how? I don't play an instrument. I can use my little vocal box, but that's about it.
It's mad. So let's take it back to... I'm just going to mention one more thing about, the building.
Yeah.
I mentioned this to you and your brother when I seen you at Shropshire Music Awards, but for the benefit of the listeners, are you one of these typical builders who completes jobs for everyone else, but has a house full of unfinished projects? Oh, no.
Now, I'll be real, mate, to be fair. I've got to give credit to my dad. He is, because he's the soul of the family to do jobs. Like, if you want a job doing, you're like, I'm going to do this. He'll be like, I'll give you a hand, and he'll do majority of it. And he's such a kind person to do that. And but like, he's the driving soul of us. And I've got to be honest, there's parts in like the houses that we've lived in the past where it's like, my dad hasn't done that. It's been like 4 years, but he's like completely renovated the kitchen. And I've got to be honest, my mom is like, I want this, and he's like, okay, I'll do that. And I gotta say, he's always been pretty. Can you swear on it?
Of course you can. Anything goes.
He's pretty shit on doing anything, mate. And he is so helpful. He'll do anything for us. Me and my two brothers. Anyone that he loves and cares about, he will do anything for.
Sounds like he lives the same. I live by this one-liner, and I call it happy wife, happy life. As long as the wife's happy, the life's fairly happy.
Yeah. No, that's right. And I feel like he does, and he tries to do everything for us. And so I got to say, he's always kept the house pretty good. I mean, we're at a stage right now where we've just moved my mum and dad in with me and my partner, and we've done a lot of the renovations, but we haven't done all the renovations, so it's going to be hard to graft. So I got to say, it's swings and roundabouts. Sometimes it's completed, but a lot of the time he does pull his finger out, and he'll work till he's asleep. Like, he'll work and fall asleep where he is, wake up, and he's in his work clothes again.
What a legend. What a
proper
legend.
grafter, mate.
So obviously you can sing like a bloody legend, right?
Oh, thank you.
It's all right, no problem. When did you really start taking your vocals seriously and pushing yourself to make this more than just like singing in the shower? We all like to sing in the shower, let's face it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know why people I can sing in the shower? Do you know why that is?
No.
Because of the acoustics in the bathroom.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to turn around and say, I haven't got a shower, I've got a bath.
But yeah, it's just because of the echoing. Right. They think, oh my God, I sound really good at it. And they don't. It's just the echo in the shower.
Is that where you've gone wrong your whole life?
Yeah, I've just thought I sounded brilliant in the shower. And then I got out of the shower and I was like, hang on, I still sound the same.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, excuse me. But no, so I guess I was like, I think when I started taking it serious, mate, was when I think it was through when I was on the TV show. Obviously I never thought. I remember standing there before my blind audition and be like, this is what it is. Like, I just do karaoke. I'm not bothered if they turn, they don't. you know. And through the song, it was getting towards the end. I thought, okay, I'm not going to get anyone turn for me, but it doesn't matter. I've got nothing to lose. Like, and then Sir Tom turned for me, and then my whole aspect changed. I was like, stuff that's the best feeling in the world. You need to get a turn. It's the voice. And but no, I was over the moon. And I think through the process, I was. I got some details of the voice, the round 2 as well that was edited out. So I'll explain that. Yeah, this is.
It's an exclusive.
Yeah, I think it was after that stage, the second stage, where I got through and I was like, oh my God, I could do this as a career. And I think that's where the confidence built. And I was just like, I'm going to do this. And I seen how much my family and my friends believed in me and how much like love they gave for me and everything. And oh man, I can't explain to you the way I felt with knowing how they were feeling about it.
I must say, like, when I watched and looking back on YouTube and stuff, because, you know, I'll be straight up with you, you know, The Voice wasn't something I ever watched, but I stumbled upon a clip of you, you know, the fact that it was a local boy, I took notice. It was like, Telford, The Voice, wow. Yeah. And then I kind of followed your journey then, and see, there was a clip where, you know, you were singing and it the camera panned back to your brother and dad. Was your mom there as well?
My mom was there.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, well,
she was crying the whole time.
Bless it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Your brother and dad, they just look so damn proud. It was just like, wow. If I almost felt emotional seeing how it was like a rippling effect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, mate. Oh, I've never believed in myself, and for them to believe in me before I did.
Well, please know that everyone in Telford are proud of you, bro, because you have been flying the flag for Telford here.
You know what?
Do you know what I mean? Like Liam Davis flying the flag for boxing.
Oh, yeah, mate.
You know, I'm trying to fly the flag for mental health in Telford. You, bro, have made steps that people can dream of. You know, people can talk about doing this, but to get to the finals of The Voice is just, it's something special, mate, and you need to own that. Don't ever play that down, you know?
It's a very... that is life for me. It's a life memory. Like, I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Take
like,
that to your grave, innit?
Yeah, it was incredible, especially where I was in my life. The fact that I wasn't I wasn't trying to make it as a musician. I think the only person that went through the stages of natural audition, because The Voice pretty much ask everyone to go on. They're like, we want you because you're good.
Right.
Where I went through the actual stages of, my brother sent in a video. And then there's like 4 more stages, and then you get to like Zoom calls, and then you're like, all right, we want you on the blind auditions. You know, it goes from 10,000 to 80, and it's quite a number to chunk down, and especially going through where, say, if you got asked, you probably get to the stage just before the blind auditions, where it's like you go in, do a little song, they're like, yeah, okay, we'll have you this year. If not, they might ask you back next year. Or I went through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Then it's like, all right, you're ready to meet us, not go on TV, but meet us, met them. And obviously, you know, it went better and better. And I feel like it helped me as a personality to fly by myself, because obviously I've had building, but I've always worked with my dad and brother and my best mate. And it's always been, if I can always go back to them if any problems. Yep. Where this is me, it's all me. And I feel, and watching my mum and my family be so proud of me for how they react, and it's just given me the confidence to go on my own and be able to live this life on my own, I guess. And not that I live away from him, but like, this is my own career now.
Absolutely.
And, you know, before I was kind of relying on my dad and my brother and that. Not relying on them as such, but you have them there, and to be the only one that kind of knows what they're doing. And I don't really, but like, it's quite special, mate. Honestly, it's really special.
I know I'm repeating it, but trust me, like, there is a lot of people that are very proud of you, mate, and a lot of people that know your name, and they don't just know your name for the Voice Finalist. You know, like, you've got a big heart, mate, and I can really tell that. It really comes across. The first time I met you, I just knew you was a lovely guy, and you know. It makes you kind of come into a room, and I'm not gonna be all cheesy and cliche and say you light up a room, because, you know, you might be taking me out for dinner and stuff, but you know, you've got a vibe, mate. You've got a very friendly vibe, and it's hard. You know, I don't know. I'm sure. Is there anyone in the world that dislikes you? Because it'd be bloody hard to dislike you, mate. You're a lovely, lovely guy.
Oh, cheers. I'm sure there's people who dislike
you. Just
me,
own that, mate. Just own that. So
thank you, man.
now you are a lot like myself in the aspect of you're a local lad who is mad proud of where you're from.
Yep.
What did it mean for you to step? Let's leave The Voice. What did it mean for you to step on that stage to a packed audience in Wellington at the late night market?
Oh, mate.
Because we spoke about this at the awards, didn't we?
You just saying that then, it's just giving me tingles, mate.
Yeah.
Just from my face.
Well, I had a good friend, my good mate Corky. He came to. He actually had a picture with you after, but yeah, he came to watch, and unfortunately I missed it. I had a gig, but he told me the vibe was amazing. He said it was packed, and yeah.
But apparently people are waiting outside for like 45 minutes.
But that's everything. That's everything that you deserve. Being that local lad, mate, and coming home to your roots. That's everything that you deserve. And I'm so glad that it was such a great vibe. So, what did that mean to you, stepping on that stage and seeing all them people?
Well, to be honest, I was actually speaking to my partner a couple of days ago about this. Just like the surrealness of. I've been in Wellington my whole life, and like my mum's been taking me to Wellington town since, you know, I was a baby, and like the market, like, and I've been going in there, and I still see the same guys serving me gingerbread men that I was 3, and they loved me then. They love me now for different reasons, but hey, but like, and I was just, and it was so surreal, mate. I've been there since my whole life, and to be able to stand there, and I mean, I was like 800-900 people. I don't know the capacity, but I think it was like 800-900 people. And like, and I was singing, people going mental, like they were loving me, and I was like, the surrealness of it, and oh man,
well, I just want to say,
it like I've never dreamt of being able to do that,
yeah,
and not only have I not dreamt it, but I did it,
yeah,
and it was my favourite gig ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was by far my.
Well, I just want to say big up to Zach Hammond, because he's the guy behind the late night markets.
Red Brick.
Yeah, Red Brick Cafe. Yeah. So go check them out. Very, very friendly, and Zach's a great guy as well.
Yeah.
I have been harping on to him saying, book me. But he said that I've got quite a niche target audience, and you know, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. But
we'll work on it.
I have been harping on to him saying, you listen to this track. So Zach, if you're listening, or if you come to listen to this, please book me, bro. I don't think I'll bring as many as Callum, but please book me.
Come on, Zach, please
sort it out.
Yeah, come on. We're going to be recording a song soon, so I could always feature on.
Otherwise, Callum's just going to bear hug you if you don't book me. So you know,
I'll teach him some McFly.
Love that. So I love the fact that you mentioned that's, you know, look at the stuff you've done. I love the fact that you mentioned that was one of your most favourite gigs, because it was sentimental to you, innit?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the feeling after, and to be honest, performance-wise, it was nowhere near my best.
Okay.
I actually woke up that morning full of cold, and I was like, this is brilliant.
Oh no,
perfect timing. And I'd been sound for weeks. I'd nailed loads of gigs off.
It's typical.
And I was like, this is the big one for me. And there were some complications in the band, but that got dealt with, and it was like, right, this is it. And I woke up with a cold, mate, and I was like, no. And the first set was fine, nailed it. By the second set, my voice was pretty much gone. But the audience, mate, were pretty much singing everything for me, and it just made it 100 times better. But like, so I wasn't like defeated in myself, because I had the best night of my life. So like, it was the perfect time. It was the right gig for my voice not to be right. Yes. And you know, and oh mate, I'm so thankful. You know, I got asked for a couple of weddings and stuff after that. As
really?
Well. Yeah,
so bookings come off the back of that.
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. And they usually do after a gig or so.
That's the thing,
and people fly them in, and I'll try and accommodate as much as I can. And it's tough, because it's hard gauging yourself against other people. Because like your own worth, if you know what I mean, without being disrespectful with how you charge and stuff, but like it's hard, man, like gauging like how do I value myself. And yeah, mate, just wild feeling.
It took me a while with that. Like, you know, I've been doing this music for literally close to 20 years now, between the drum and bass and the hip hop, and you know, for 15 years I've just been doing freebies all the time, on the road for 4 hours at a time, to go and do an hour set, to come 4 hours back, to buy my own drinks while I'm at the club. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, it's got to the point now where my wife's kind of addressed that and said, look, you need to be knowing your worth. You know, the things that you've done in this music now, put a price on it.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? I've started to put a price on it, and the promoters ain't booking as much as they was.
Nah.
Interesting, that.
Yeah, it's because everyone wants everything for free.
Of course they do.
Do you know what I mean?
Of course they do.
Especially when it comes to musicians.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how many stuff I've been asked to do for free. Which is fine. and I'll try and accommodate as much as I can if I'm free and stuff like that. But if someone's asking me for the same day, for the same time, I will pay you 800 quid, or another person's asking you, oh, will you do it for free and maybe donate a raffle prize? Not that I wouldn't do it for free, it's just I've got to take the work because I'm getting paid to do it and I've got to live. And yeah, people get almost insulted sometimes if you're like, I mean, I personally haven't had that, but I've heard from lots of other people that they get insulted if you're like, oh, it's going to charge us. What? Why? And it's like, because it's my life. Like, my time's worth something.
Charity's
like,
the key word. They go, it's for charity.
Yeah.
It's for the poorly kids. And you go, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah. Maybe I will then. Yeah. No, exactly. But and it's not that I don't want to do charity. I want to help out as much as I can. And but also, there's time and places. Like, for instance, if someone asks me for a charity gig, it's a private little dinner that's maybe 50 people, but someone's asked me to do a festival. Okay, the festival might be free, but there might be 1,000+ people there. You've got to weigh up your options in how much it's going to help you as well.
Definitely.
Like, as much as I want to help people, you know, if something comes in hand where it's going to help you, then great.
And I have other artists get in touch with me and they go, I've got this track. The verse is empty. Can you feature on this track? Now, for 20 years experience and some of the stuff that I've done in this game, because, you know, without being big-headed, we need to own our craft, Callum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
We do need to own our craft, and, you know, there's artists out there that will charge £60 for a feature, but people will presume that I'll just chuck a verse on there for free, and then they release it, and then they get the money back from the streams, and there's no mention of anything else. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
You do have to be careful in there. You do have to be careful.
Yeah,
so,
definitely, especially with writing.
100%. So I like to ask my guests this one question, which I've asked everyone that's been on the show so far. Telford, across the media more recently, is starting to get known for all the wrong reasons. Give me some positives, Callum, to living in this town of Telford.
I'll give you some positives. Me personally, what I've got from the community support, like yourself, meeting people like you, and the way I've been supported through my sort of music career, has been phenomenal, mate. The support I receive from Telford has made me feel so proud to be like, oh yeah, I'm Callum, I'm from Telford.
You're flying the flag, bro.
Mate, but it's so nice, like the community love I get. Honestly, still now, like, I'll walk out and they'll be like, oh my God, Callum, can I have a photo, please? You're so lovely. I love your family. I know your mum. I know you. And it's just like, that's so sweet. They don't have to do that. No one ever has to come up to me, but they do, and they choose to. And I'm like, yeah, of course I'll have a photo. Of course I want to spend the time with you because you've spent the time thinking about me, so I want to spend the time talking with you and that sort of thing. And mate, I gotta say, Telford, don't get me wrong, there's some rough and edgy areas around, but there are some absolute goldmine places.
This is what I say.
And it's home.
Yeah.
And it's home for such a lot of people. My brother went through a stage of like early 20s. No, I never want to live in Telford. No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to move away. And he's now 33 and he's like, I don't want to leave Telford. This is my home.
Yeah.
It's lovely. You've got the countryside. You've got the rural aspect of everywhere. You've also got Southwark. How nice is Southwark?
Oh no, it's lovely. It's lovely.
Mate, I would have. You know, when you go on holiday or go abroad or anything, you see these sort of areas that are all like modernised, and you're like, wow, we've now got a place like that at Telford. Southwark is quite.
And people are quick to judge Southwark on the forums and stuff, and they'll slate it and stuff. But yeah, you only have to look at what it was like before to what it's like now. It's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Even the towns. I mean, they've put money into the council put money into the late night markets, and look how well that's doing. Like, it's bringing in people to come to Wellington. Wellington used to have. I mean, this is a long time ago. Like 80 odd pubs in the town.
Really?
Because it was. That's what pubs were. It was a pub town, and everyone used to go out, but obviously everything changed with being sold to supermarkets, and it's all got taken away. And there's like 15, 20 pubs left in Wellington, but it used to be known for a drinking town, having fun and stuff like that. And it was a nice place. And there's some pubs there now where it's like, oh, I probably wouldn't go in there, but it's still home, man. I mean, I drink locally in the park. Shout out to the park, and I love it there.
What's that?
Sam.
Yeah, I met Sam at
she
a
told
gig.
me about you.
Did she?
Yeah. She's like, I met your mate Dribbz, and I was like, oh, he's lovely, isn't he? And we spoke about you, and I love it there, mate. It's like a home away from home. That was why I did my first gig.
Nice.
Like, I went to one. I was like, oh, can I have a gig? Like, they're like, can you sing? And I'm like, yeah. And but Telford for me, and Wellington especially, obviously, is home. And there's going to be sketchy areas everywhere, man. And anywhere you go across the country, and I always, wherever I travel to, I'm like, oh man, it's not Telford though. Like, it's whether it's nice or whether it's dodgy. You're like, Telford. You got to look at your own home and be
100%.
like, I'm proud from where I come from. Like I come from here for a reason. My mum and dad brought me up here, and I love it, mate. So I got to say, like you say to everyone, what's to bring people in? I say the community, the pubs, and what else? The Christmas lights turn on. Because I'm at a couple this year.
I don't think Telford are doing it this year, though.
They're not doing a Southwater one.
I don't think they are, which is a big shame.
Yeah, it is. I know. I did speak to the mayor a few weeks ago of Telford about potentially maybe doing the light switch on, but I'm, like you said, I'm not too sure if it's happening. I've not heard much
because that pulls in a lot of people. I always see Telford as being very diverse. There's a lot of people, a lot of races that live amongst each other. I'm quite big on the fact of, like, because I'm originally from Donington. I'm a Donington boy through and through. I'm very big into my memories of Telford, old Telford. I love looking at old pictures of Telford, old buildings that used to be there. I love stuff like that. My local history, Callum, I'm well into.
Mate,
especially Telford, I'm well into it.
You'd love it up at Orsay.
I probably would. Yeah.
We did a lot of building work there, and that's where the old AB Cranes was, and they used to have hundreds and hundreds of years worth of, like, I can't remember what they do, building cranes and different stuff. Yeah, it was. And we converted some old buildings, the old drawing rooms that are all, what are they called? They've all got glass windows at the top, so they would never cast a shadow on the drawing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so like they had these, I can't remember what they're called. You'd think I'd know being a builder. I can't think. But anyway, these glass windows at the top, and that's what it was for, these old drawing rooms, and the history in it, mate. And you see the old roads, and there's still the same windows and stuff that we renovate. We didn't change them, we just made them good again and stuff. And like the history of the building up there, mate, get yourself up Orsay.
Yeah, I love history.
Dawley, the history of Dawley and everything is crazy.
Yeah, I've never kind of been around them areas. I've never had no reason to, but certainly with Donington, like my granddad come from a mining. He was a miner at the Granville, and he used to tell me loads of stories about there, and I've got a bit of a story for you myself. So when my granddad passed away, I was so close with my granddad, so close. He was like a best friend to me, and I used to take the time to sit with my granddad and listen to his stories, because they're the things that I can hold now, and I can relay them to my kids and stuff. It's important to do them things while they're still alive. If any of our the listeners are lucky enough to still have grandparents, listen to their stories and take the time, because that's your roots and that's where you come from. But anyway, I used to listen to him, and he used to tell me about mining at the Granville and the other collieries that were around. And when I was younger, there was an old mining site, you might know this, next to the old tip, which was near the Prisley roundabout, and that is a nudist camp, and it has been a nudist camp for many years.
What?
Yeah, do you want the contact details? We'll sort them out after this.
Yeah, we'll wait until this is turned off and we'll speak more about it, if I'm honest with you. No, I've never... Seriously?
I swear to you, it's a nudist camp, yeah.
Is it still now?
It's still active, mate. They're still active.
I'll tell you what.
They're still helicoptering there.
These swingers are bloody
mate.
Everywhere, aren't they?
Honestly.
Honest, mate.
Yeah. Telford Nudist Camp, TNC, mate. If you Google TNC, mine Google's quite interesting, especially on the lead up to this, which is I'm getting to this story. So, my granddad obviously was a miner at the colliery, and the nudist camp's always been there ever since I was a kid, but I didn't actually know that the nudist camp is built. Well, it's not built, because all the original buildings from the colliery, I'm talking the canteen, the showers, they're all still there from many years ago. No. And the kind of nudist camp has had to kind of just fit around it. So they've got like the social club that the miners used to use is now the nudist social club. The toilets are now the nudist toilets. And so on and so on. You get the idea?
Yeah.
So, but on that site is a museum.
Oh.
Now, in that museum, when the Telford nudist camp moved over to this, God, this conversation's going, it's going haywire here.
Yeah, I like it.
When the nudist camp moved in, they found loads of relics. They found old chains, which would bring them up from the pit and from the mine shafts.
Oh, wow.
They found old carts. So much different stuff. You know, original pieces of coal from the Granville. And they put it into this museum, and it's not known to the public that this museum's there, but it is accessible. So I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I wanted to go, Callum.
Have you been?
I've been.
Oh.
I've been.
Talk to me.
Talk to me.
How quick was you to get in your clothes
And I wanted to take my camera, but I had no pockets.
You had somewhere to put it, I'm sure.
Well. The little testicle flap really came in handy.
I miss them.
It was only a GoPro camera. It was nothing big. But anyway, so I contacted Telford Nudist Camp. I explained to them exactly what I wanted to do. I had no intention of accessing their services. I was just well into local history. My granddad was a miner. I would like to come and have a look at the museum. A very nice chap said, yeah, absolutely, come down, meet us at the gates. Obviously, I went fully clothed because that's really not my thing. With a camera on my around my shoulder.
Yeah.
My wife dropped me off and went, are you really doing this? And I said, I am doing this. This is how much I love history. I'm doing this.
Yeah, I love that.
I like to say that I felt closer to my granddad there because he put shifts in there, but I don't want to put the words of, Telford Nudist Camp and feeling closer to my granddad in the same sentence. So
it's not wrong. You're not wrong there,
you know
mate.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
So I like to say I felt closer to him. But yeah, so anyway, I pressed the buzzer of this gate. Mate, everything was going through my mind of what I was going to be greeted with. And yeah, I was greeted with exactly what I expected to be greeted with. This man with his schlong, which, probably in his late 60s, early 70s, with his schlong, opened the gate and I didn't know where to look.
Yeah, which, see, I'm that kind of awkward person that would look directly at his cock first and then look up, but I mean, I hate to be that guy, but no, fair play. Anyway, please.
So just to cut the story short, he walked me around the nudist camp to get to the museum, which of course was around every single site of the nudist camp. So I got to see people playing tennis, people just chilling outside the caravans. Like, I got the full experience of TNC, Telford Nudist Camp.
So where did you pitch up your tent?
Aside from membership, I got the full experience. It was like a 1 day free trial.
Yeah. Oh, fair play.
So yeah, I went to this museum. This museum was amazing.
Yeah,
it was really good.
Oh, well, yeah.
I loved it. Because like I said, I'm into my history, so I loved it. And I went to this museum, and then I came back out, and I thanked the guy and shook his. It was his hand that shook.
Okay,
definitely
good.
His hand that shook.
Okay, cool.
And left, and he welcomed me back again, and there we go.
He keeps welcoming me back every weekend. Yeah, I'll get you.
Yeah,
no, fair play. Well, that's cool though, isn't it? But like you said, the history of Telford, I think, is very important. Not just the nudist side, obviously. That's a great aspect of Telford. So get your homes here quick because the nudist is going big. But I also forgot to say about Telford history is the Iron Bridge. How incredible is the Iron Bridge?
Do you know what? We take the Iron Bridge for granted.
We do. We actually do.
Because I hardly go there. And when I do go there, there's people that have travelled from across the world to see that goddamn bridge.
Yeah, honestly,
it's the birthplace of
whenever you go
industry.
Anywhere. Yes, exactly. It is the birthplace of industry.
That's
if
massive.
You ask, not anyone, but like foreigners and stuff like that who have come to the UK or whatever the situation,
they know about
or whatever,
this place.
They know about the Iron Bridge. You'd be like, where are you from? Telford? Oh, I don't know it. Do you know where the Iron Bridge is? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know that. In Shropshire. And I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm from. Like, people know the Iron Bridge.
And what a beautiful place it is. But
it is.
We take it for granted. I do anyway. I don't know about yourself.
Oh, mate, I do, yeah.
You know?
Same with Bliss Hill. I think Bliss Hill is absolutely incredible. By the way, shout out to Bliss Hill. My brother got married there a couple of years ago.
It's a random place to get married.
Yeah, I know. It was where they had their first date.
Oh, nice. Okay. So sentimental. I get that.
Yeah. It was, but like, I actually really enjoyed Bliss. I always have done since a kid. Like the idea of, I've always loved history, like yourself, and like going in and paying with your old coins and stuff like this. And it's like, oh man, it was easy back then. Do you know what I mean? No phones.
Have you been to the Black Country Museum?
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
I haven't.
Okay, so if you think Bliss Hill's good, get yourself to Black Country Museum. Oh. Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Same kind of experience, but on a larger scale.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
nice.
Good. It's good.
Yeah.
So moving away from the history, because I could do a complete separate podcast on Telford history. I love it.
Yeah, man.
It's nice to have someone else that shares that same interest. If there is one venue that you could perform in and one artist that you could perform with, who would that be and why? Oh, sorry, mate. I'm firing these at you today. Have a good think of that.
One venue
and one artist.
Could I go as dream artist?
Anything.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anything.
Oh, mate.
It doesn't have to be a set venue. It could be stood on a plank at the top of Niagara Falls. I mean, that's very dangerous.
Yeah,
but,
no,
you know.
yeah, no, I get it. You know what? I would love to do. I'm a massive football fan. I'd love to do Anfield, mate.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a massive Liverpool fan. I'd love to perform at Anfield.
Nice.
That would be something. And to perform with, you know what? A few years ago, I would have said Tom Jones, but been there, done that.
So anybody that can say that, bro.
Yeah, I've done it. Mate, that's a tough question. You know, out of like my music love, or if I think smart about who I'd work well with, like who would sound good with, but mate, that's a tough one. I might have to come back with you with the person. Oh, unless I just say Justin Bieber. I do love him. We'll say Justin Bieber for now because he's got the following.
Yes,
but yeah, don't get me wrong. I've always loved his music, his voice, the way. Obviously, we all heard how his voice used to be, and then it broke, and yeah, I fell in love with his mature voice even more. So yeah, I'd probably say Biebs, mate. Obviously, my style of music might not suit his, whatever, go in time. But I think as a dream person to perform with or do a set with of some description, I'd definitely say him, mate.
And would you definitely wear your Bieber woolly hat when you're performing?
Oh, mate, Bieber? I've got lots of him. I got a Justin Bieber toothbrush that sings at me.
Nice.
I've had that for a few years though. It was a gift.
What does it sing?
I think it was it was Baby. You know you love me.
Nice.
I know you care.
Or you're brushing them teeth.
Shall we never?
Come on.
Yeah, it plays it enough for the long enough time for you to finish.
I like it. So I collabed with a artist in America called Bennett, who is BENNETT, and he is a Justin Bieber impersonator. So he does like tribute acts, and he's played like the Super Bowl and really big places.
Oh wow!
It's this dude here. Look, I'll just give you a little, just for the benefit of the listeners. I'm just showing a bit of footage there. Obviously, I won't play it, but yeah, he kind of bases his image on Justin Bieber. So that's
pretty cool.
an interesting fact for you. But yeah, so anyway,
that,
that's pretty cool then.
Shout out to Bennett.
Yeah, shout out to Bennett. Yeah, I haven't spoken to Bennett for a while, to be fair. I could do with checking in with him. So you would play Justin Bieber at Anfield. I like it.
Yeah, I think so, mate. You know what? If it wasn't Bieber, I feel like I'd work well with a female musician. Like our voices together.
So do I, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like the harmonies on it could be insane.
Definitely.
And I'll tell you what, who's got amazing vocals is Ray. Like when I seen her perform live, she was on The Voice. She performed, and I was like, I didn't know who she was. Didn't know who she was, but I didn't know her music that well.
I'm sure my daughters love Ray. Is it Raye?
Yeah.
Does she have like a soulful voice? She's almost like the new age Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's her, bro. Yeah.
She kind of bases her image. She looks a bit like.
She looks a bit like her, but like
she's got such a soulful voice. That girl.
Yeah, and less crack. I don't know what she's doing, but no, yeah, she might do, but no, her voice, mate, her vocal range is just incredible. Her album that I think it was start of last year that she released is one of the best albums I've ever heard.
Come on, Ray, you know you want to collab with Callum.
Please,
come on,
Ray.
Get your ass over to Telford. Come on,
Please,
let's do this.
I love you deep down.
Okay, so aside from your ability to sing like an absolute machine,
thank you.
What else do you think you're particularly good at? Now, this is quite a cliche question, because I'm sure you could tell me 10 things that you're not good at. Yeah. But when it comes to telling me something that you're good at, have a think about that.
That's tough, you know.
Yeah, I know. I find that quite difficult.
Yeah, like the top of your head. What else am I good at? I'm good at making people laugh.
Yeah.
What else am I good? I'm good at. Weirdly, I'm not too bad at freestyling, which is a bit odd. Obviously, I know it's musician.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I kind of when I was like so grown up, that's how I kind of like.
So you like walked upstairs and went, "There's my Justin Bieber toothbrush. There's my Justin Bieber slippers."
Yeah, exactly.
I can't think of anything else that rhymes, but you know.
I feel like you've heard this song before.
I have heard this one. This is your unreleased material, soon come exclusive.
Oh no, I'm going to plummet. But yeah, mate, it's hard to say to say what else I'm good at. Honestly, people could tell you 100 things that I'm good at, but I couldn't actually tell you one. Or I can reach things off the top shelf. That's pretty handy. I don't need I don't need a crate to stand on at work when I'm plastering. Oh, mate, you know what? I'm good at drinking. Now, when I say drinking, it's weird. So when I used to drink like beer at the weekends before I started singing, so since I started singing, I cut down the beer a lot, like drinking wise. But they always used to say I drink like a fish because I hate holding a glass and I hate not holding one.
Right, okay.
Makes sense of that. I know, it's weird. So I just drink really quick. Obviously, I get drunk even quicker, which is, you know, great. I'm in bed by 9, which is even better. But yeah, I used to drink really quick, and yeah, I don't know if that's much of a talent, but yeah, I got big lungs as well. I can hold my breath for quite a while. Used to. Shouldn't smoke, but I do. Oh, mate, this is honestly the hardest thing. I used to be good at card tricks. I learnt card tricks when I was off college once. This is so random.
Back in the day, I had the Paul Daniels magic trick box.
No, I was poorly. I was ill off school, and I thought, off college, and I thought, I'm going to learn some card tricks. So I learnt these card tricks. I then went on a night out, and I'd win drinks.
Okay.
With my card tricks.
Nice.
So yeah, there was a process. There was always, I was always gaining. Yeah, mate. Xbox. I've always played a lot of Xbox. I've been quite religious, or used to be, on that, on gaming wise. So
what's your favourite game on the Xbox? You're not a Call of Duty man.
Well, my favourite game ever was when I was like 13, 14, Modern Warfare 1.
Okay.
That was an insane game. Everyone raves about Modern Warfare 2, but only the OGs know Modern Warfare 1 was unreal.
See, the difference in age with me and you, like, mine was Medal of Honor on the original PS1, because that was like a bit of a game changer. That was, and and Grand Theft Auto, the original with the bird's eye view and stuff. You know,
we had that on the computer.
Oh, okay, right. And Command and Conquer Red Alert, that was kind of our thing, and the Mega Drive and things like that. You know.
Yeah. Well, mine was like, I'd say Modern Warfare 1, but as I've got older. Obviously, I rinsed FIFA most of my childhood, but it's also one of the most aggravating. No, that's not the right word. Maybe it is. I don't know. It makes me angry. It annoys me how this game hasn't improved or changed much over the past 15 years. I still prefer 2001 on the PC, if I'm honest. But
I could never understand why people used to play the Championship Manager. I'm going to manage my teams. And,
it never made sense to me. I've never been a manager kind of guy. I'm just like, I want to play competitive and
pick it up, play, and there we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'd say when lockdown hit, I was rinsing my Xbox Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Massive Fortnite.
Okay.
I was good as well. yeah, I was like really good. But then obviously the past couple of years I've stopped playing because I've been busy and I'm not so good anymore. And when you're getting killed by like 8-year-olds, it kind of really knocks you down a peg or two.
It does. I often find that I play Call of Duty DMZ, which is like the online version, and we're running. There's me and my dad plays, and sometimes my brother-in-law plays, and we're all running up there, and then you hear this guy and he's like, "Hello," and you're like, right, okay, he's definitely young. And he just wipes us all out.
Yeah,
then we're back to the loading screen, and we're just like, our dignity's just gone.
Yeah, I know. And like, I know, mate. And you overthink it. As an adult, you're like, I know more, so I'm going to check in more places. I'm going to check in more places. I'm going to do more things. Doesn't work out. No, you still got an 8-year-old smashing you from a sniper in about 100 yards. Yeah, no, I get it, man.
Yeah. Or we'll take out this character, and we'll run up to take their gun, and he's like, "Don't take my gun, my mum's just bought it for me." And I'm like, I feel really bad. I feel really bad that like your mum bought this gun. And, anyway.
I get it. The thing is, I was that little brother once. I had 2 older brothers and I'd smash them at games, so I was like, now it's the other way around with every other child that plays. So I don't get on it as much now because I'm more music based or practicing or whatever the situation.
Busy guy.
Yeah, man.
Now, aside from the most obvious experience that obviously thousands of people in the UK would know you for, can you think of another memorable experience in your life? It doesn't even have to be music related. Just something that you'll take with you for the rest of your life.
I could go deep here.
Go deep. You can go as deep or as vivid as you want.
When I say deep, something happened. So I was away with a load of friends in. Oh, I'll try and remember. It was. I'll tell you when it was. It was just before lockdown. It was February 2020, and I went away with some friends and to Budapest. And something happened when we were in Budapest where it kind of changed my life. Not for the bad, not for the good. It was just more of a realization. So when when we went over to Budapest, it was me and my friends. There was about, I can't even remember now, 8 or 9 of us, and we ended up going to this main place where there was like 20 bars in like one place, and we ended up getting attacked, if you like, and pepper sprayed and stuff by bouncers. And funnily enough, when that happened, when we got pepper sprayed and got attacked when we were in Budapest, it kind of changed me for the better. It changed me as a person, but not necessarily in a negative way. It made me realise how important life was. It made me realise how important my friends were. It made me realise that you've only got kind of one life at this, and you need to and that's where I kind of got hit with, like, I don't know what to do with my life. I was always at that stage anyway. And then this thing happened where it just changed my perspective. And it changed me as a person. And I was with an ex-partner at the time, and it made me realise that she probably wasn't the person for me. So, you know, and I removed myself away from that situation, and it helped me grow. My anxiety grew massively, but it couldn't come at a better time, lockdown, for me, because we weren't allowed to go out for, I don't know, a year or so, however long it was. And I kind of needed that because this thing just happened. And yeah, it just made me a better person for it. And yes, this time in my life was probably one of the most saddest, the most upsetting that's ever happened to me, and it affected my mental health in so many different ways. But I look back at it now, and it's just, I look at it as a reason to grow, and that's what that situation was. Yes, it was terrible at the time, and I think about it sometimes, and I'm like, God, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, you know. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't dived into the details of what happened, because it was quite traumatic, you know. I mean, and I can do, but like, it as a whole, the situation, it's definitely made me change for the better, which you know, is always better. But like, it helped me grow up. I feel like after that situation, I can analyse it now. You're like, I'm 30 now. I was only 20. I say only. I was 25 then. 24. Yeah, 25. And I thought I knew everything then, and you really don't. Like, you see adults and you think they know everything, or they're wise and stuff like that. You really don't know anything. You are just a grown-up kid, and you continue to grow up, and you're like, you got to remember, like, your parents and your grandparents, it's their first time as well. Like, it's not just yours. And yes, you rely on them forever and whatnot, and for different reasons, but I don't know, man. It just, situations happen in your life to improve yourself, and this terrible thing happened, and it just made me a better person.
Sounds like it was really traumatic.
You know what, mate? It was, and I couldn't go out for like a year, mate. And it was a good time because COVID just hit. It was the February, and the March hit, and we were in lockdown. It happened in the February. I'd split with my ex-partner, and I was just like, I didn't really, I don't know, I was just kind of a bit broken inside, and
that's
I was
something
trying to
that
heal
obviously
myself.
You'll remember for the rest of your life.
100%.
Traumatic things, you don't forget, do you? You know, these traumatic things. You know, it'd be amazing just to remember all the good times, but traumatic things do resonate and they stay with you, don't they?
Yeah.
I can remember being, this is a little bit mad, but you know, I've never put this out publicly, but you know, anything goes with these podcasts. So I can remember being 16, 15, 16, and I was knocking around with a load of older lads, and there was a house party, and I was way out of my depth going to this house party, but hey, I went to this house party. Obviously they were all drinking and whatnot. It's mad. They asked me to go to the shop to get some more beer. Now, I'm 15. There was no way I was going to get this beer, but they basically wanted me to leave the house. So I left the house to go to the shop to get this beer on my bike. And while I was gone, they had a replica gun, which was a lighter. It was like a 9mm pistol, but it was a lighter. But it was, you know, these heavy, I don't know if you've seen them, but they're like a heavy iron gun that if it was put to your face in an alley, you would know no different. It's a lighter. But it's an actual handgun. But it's obviously, you know, just for the record, guys, it wasn't a proper weapon. It was just a lighter, but it was a very heavy gun. Now, while I was gone, they all got their heads together and said they would make up this scenario for when I got back. So I got back and said the chap won't serve me. There was a chap at this house party that was a lot older than me that was acting really erratic, and he pushed this gun into the side of my cheek, or what I thought was a gun into the side of my cheek. Now, at 15 years of age, not knowing that this was a lighter, I'd seen his erratic behaviour and got a little worried. And then, you know, with him pushing the gun into the side of my cheek, all of these lads were going, no, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Mate, what a traumatic experience. Mate. It was awful, Callum. It was awful. Terrible, mate. You know, afterwards he was like, I'm going to do it. And I could see his fingers going for that trigger and stuff, you know, and I'm thinking, oh my God, what the hell is happening here? I've never been around anything like this weapon-wise. Like, what the hell is happening? And then, I kind of dusted, got out of the house, and as I was getting out of the house, you know, he then went, it's only a lighter, and he flicked the flame at the end, and they all started laughing, and, you know, I left, and, you know...
By that point, it's already set in.
It's already set in.
They've not only that, but they've started laughing at you.
And now I'm 37.
Yeah.
Still remember that. Yeah. When that replica gun got pushed into my cheek... Notorious B.I.G. Juicy was playing, and now when I hear Juicy, I have to turn Juicy off because Juicy gives me, I'm not going to say it's PTSD, but Juicy puts me right back in that spot where that pistol was pushed into my cheek, and I thought it was real and thought this was going to happen.
No way.
So trauma stays with you, man.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it does. And sometimes for the good and sometimes for the bad. I mean, you probably knew then they probably weren't the right friends to be hanging around with. And whether you change that situation then or later, you learn from it.
Yeah, and they might be good people now, but do they know the effect that they had? No, they don't.
No, but it's also made you a good person. It's made you who you are today. You know, along with the different memories and stuff like that, it's perfected you as a person. You're still growing every day, so don't discredit yourself because of these situations. I mean, a lot of people take like situations that have happened to ourselves where they were dark and you thought there was no way of getting out. People take them sometimes and they hold on to them, and it can ruin their life. But others don't. Some people grow from it, and unfortunately, I mean, fortunately for us, we've grown from it. And yes, we think about it all the time. Like you said, you can't listen to a certain song. There's certain songs I can't listen to. A lad that I went to school with passed away when we were like 17, 18. I can't listen to, I can't remember this. Hey Brother, Avicii. That was played at his funeral as the curtains were drawing. I mean, I was 17, 18. I'd never have... Since then, I've never really lost anyone close to me around my life, which I'm very fortunate for. But I can't listen to that song anymore. And he was a friend from school, you know. Same name as me, funnily enough. But, like, it stays with you, you know. And whether it's good or bad, like, I can't do it. It's just because I think that feeling of how you felt at that time
puts you right back there.
Man.
But then on the opposite, there's tracks that you listen to that'll put you back to a memorable moment where you felt super happy, you were surrounded by good people.
Yeah, an amazing moment.
It's funny how music does that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, mate. And it could be the saddest songs that make you the happiest.
Absolutely.
And it could be the happiest songs that bring you down to the lowest, 100%. You know? And shame about Juicy though, mate, because that is one of my favourite songs.
I love Juicy, but at the same time, I just can't listen to it because, like I said,
can't blame you.
It puts me. I can almost feel the pressure on my cheek. It puts me right there.
You feel like the coldness, I guess, of the
you know, and then looking at the lads that were with me that were all acting upon this, going, "Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You'll do time." They'd set it all up, you know. It's awful, mate. I never do that to another human. No. Anyway, so. Now, I know that you're a grafter with the building. You also are doing, you know, the singing alongside that. I'm guessing the building is like your bread and butter. You know, that's the one thing you can fall back on if the singing doesn't work out, which I am damn sure this is going to work out for you.
I'm open to it.
You know, you're 3/4 of the way there now anyway. So, with performing and obviously working the building, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance? You know, because you've got girlfriend, fiance? I don't. You know?
Yeah, yes.
She seems lovely, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, mate. Yeah, no, she is. She's very caring.
She seems very supportive as well, and that
she is.
Behind every man, you need a good woman to do that. You
Yeah,
know, my wife's amazing and very supportive with my music, and she seems the same.
Yeah, she is, mate. She's come to every gig that I've ever done. That's pretty much every. She come to Spudman's wedding as well. You know,
big up Spudman.
Yeah, my boy Spudman. How
I
are we,
need to
Ben?
go there. Yeah, my kids keep saying, "Let's go, let's go." I want to
mate.
go. I want to just go and say hello to him and give him one of my albums. I don't know if he'll listen to it. He might just I don't know, put a load of cheese and tuna on it. I don't know, but you know.
Mate, yeah, do it, mate. Honestly, he's a proper sound guy. Ben is. He is just a normal, hard-working bloke.
I think when I do go, I'll just name drop your name in there. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be fun.
That.
Yeah,
I'm Callum's boy. Oh, you know.
Yeah, I'll just do that. A couple of days before his wedding, shout out to Billy, my pianist went up to his van and got a photo with him and stuff. And then when we seen him at his wedding, he went, "You were at the van the other day, weren't you?" And he went, "Yeah." He goes, "Why didn't you say anything?" He was like, "I was nervous."
His son seems quite cool as well. I've got his son on socials.
Yeah, Dylan. Yeah,
he's quite active on socials.
Yeah, he's a nice lad, mate. He's like my if Ben ever wants to ask me anything, vice versa, he's my point of contact.
Okay.
He's like just always with him. He's like, "Oh, my dad's asked blah blah blah," you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, no, it's cool, man. Lovely family, mate. The Spud wife Sarah, so lovely. She's such a nice person. Yeah, like their community. I say their community, their family. There's like nine of them or something like that. They're just sound, mate. Proper sound family.
Yeah. So
sorry, I've gone away from
mate.
the
No,
actual
it's all right.
question.
It's what it's all about. So how do you maintain a healthy balance with obviously working, singing, and keeping your relationship strong? And...
Yeah. I think you know what? It's kind of tough because I've been doing it for. I wouldn't say a long time, for such a short space of time. I'm trying to cram everything in, but at the same time I do like to have a couple of days where I am concentrating on music wise, emails and stuff, because it's not just I sing, I'm going to go out and sing. It's all the background. It's emails, it's management, it's this, it's that, finances, everything that goes with having your own company. But then also I do building on this, where my main priority now is probably music, and building's getting pushed to the side. That the side project, if you like, now is building, so I can drop it when I want. So like I'll do a couple of days a week where I can spend more time at home doing what I need to do for me and for my career. And yeah, I gotta say,
not many people have that, so that's really good that you've got that. Do you know what I mean?
I am very fortunate
that you can say to your brother and dad, "You know what, I need to take a couple of days to do this," and that's fine.
Yeah,
you haven't got a management to answer to, and
disciplinaries,
exactly. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And because the self-employed freeness, I think has helped me so far. I couldn't imagine ever. Now, when I say this, I couldn't imagine ever working for someone where I'm not in control. And that isn't a controlling thing. It's just I'm quite a relaxed guy, so I like to spend time, whether it's watching EastEnders with the missus at night. I'm having that time. That's me and her. We're lying in bed. This is our time. So I'm very committed. I like to do my time is like I'm with this, because if I don't, I'll end up doing nothing.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So
I am a shameless EastEnders fan. I'm just going to admit that. I am, mate.
Oh, mate.
What do you think about what's going on recently?
Oh, mate, it's getting tense, you know. I was gutted about Nish.
He was good.
I just think he's so good. Like, his character. I actually met him.
He's a snake, isn't he?
You met him? Well, no, he walked past me in Asda when I was filming for The Voice.
No.
No, was it? No, it was Tesco Boreham Wood. Shout out to Boreham Wood, Tesco. I seen Nish. He walked past me and I was like, first thing I did, I was like, Mills. I was like, Nish has just walked past me from EastEnders, because he's been on it a couple of years now.
How mad's that?
Yeah, that was pretty weird. But yeah, I just think his character and his acting, I think it's great, man. I think he makes me hate him, which I think is really good acting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
To make you feel about someone who's playing a character, I think that's crazy good. But yeah, I just like the way he is. He's like a smart, terrible person.
And Save Our Sonia as well.
Save Our Sonia. Oh, well, God, he does my head in, that lad.
Yeah, he's a pain, isn't he?
Yeah, that Reece. Oh,
yeah, what a strange guy.
Yeah, have you watched today's?
Well, I'm on catch up at the moment, bro.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
So you might be spoiling it for me.
But
it's fine, go for it.
Did I ruin it about Nish?
No.
Okay. No, I haven't watched today's. I watched last night's, and the footage and stuff, CCTV.
So where I've got with Nish is that, you know what, the listeners are probably thinking, I don't want to hear about EastEnders, but it's okay because anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes.
Where I've got with Nish is that he's kind of got the girls in the room and been like, I know what you've done, and that's as far as I've got. So I'm probably about 4 episodes behind.
Then I've probably said too much already.
Does he end up on his back with a loss of life?
No, not loss of life. He ends up. You know what? It's a big twist, so I don't know if I want to ruin it.
I really want to know.
Okay, well, he ends up taking the rap. He's going to jail.
No, he said he was going to do that before, but
yeah, but so within these episodes, he was like, oh, I'm not going to do it now because you were being nasty.
That's
and
right.
Then he got caught nearly because Suki agreed to go into a relationship with him, get remarried.
She did. I got that.
Yeah, and then he got caught like nearly battering her again, beating her up.
Right.
And obviously terrible by his grandkids, and they were like, why are you doing this? Like, that's a terrible thing to do. And he's like, I'm going to go to prison. I deserve to go to prison because I'm dying. And he takes the rap from him.
Oh, there we go then.
There you go. So,
there you go.
EastEnders spoiler, sorry. But yeah, it was I just never expected it, because he's like a proper piece of work. So.
He is.
And they were all slating him as well, all the women, the 6 women. Oh, but what a dragging on storyline.
They do that though, don't they?
Oh, man.
I mean, I'm sure this will drag on till Christmas Day, and then they'll have an explosion or a bloody.
Someone's going to die on Christmas Day.
Train track. Yeah, it's crazy.
They must dread Christmas. They're always like, "Oh, it's Christmas soon." What? Someone's going to die.
Yeah,
so
one of us in this, one of us in this place is
in
going
the
to
East
die.
End. Yeah, it's just.
I do watch Hollyoaks as well. I'm a massive fan of Hollyoaks. It's a regular thing in our house.
I'm sorry on that one. I don't watch Hollyoaks.
watch
I used to
Hollyoaks.
many moons ago.
So when
I'll tell you what, I did watch that TikTok story about the brother and sister.
Okay.
With Frankie.
Yeah, that's
on
all
Hollyoaks.
a bit messed up. That's
proper dodgy.
That's
that is.
disgusting.
Yeah.
I actually met, and you probably don't even know who this guy is, but I actually met Steve from Hollyoaks in America, mate.
Is Steve the chef?
I believe he is, yeah. I'm sure he might have been a step. He's a bit of a tearaway. He's a bit of a toe rag, he is, our Steve from Hollyoaks.
My mum loves Hollyoaks, mate.
I love Hollyoaks, mate. Honestly, I'm a bit of a sucker for Hollyoaks. It's this dude here, look, I'm showing Callum for the benefit of the listeners.
Yeah. He used to go out with John Paul, didn't he?
He did indeed.
Yeah.
So I was walking through America. We went to Florida with the kids and we went, we'll go to the outlets. And bear in mind, Hollyoaks is the go-to when we're having tea. Every night we're watching Hollyoaks. The kids love it. My wife loves it, and I like it. I'm a bit of a fan. Yeah, I'm not going to admit. I'm not going to say I'm not.
All right, Mr. Hollyoaks.
Big man Dribbz does kind of like Hollyoaks,
all the inside goss.
Yeah. So and we were walking through the outlets, and there we go. Like I'm just like, oh my god, there's Steve with his husband and his kids. I'm going to go and say hello. And Beck was like, leave him alone, and I was like, no, I'm going to go and say hello. I'm in America. I didn't know he was here. But what the thing is with me, I tend to get a lot of people wrong. I'm always saying to my wife, oh my god, there's so and so, and my wife's like, that is not him. Yeah, you've got it wrong.
Yeah, right.
So I needed to prove that I was right.
Yeah.
So he was shopping, I walked up to him, there was so much I wanted to say to him, and I completely just went silent, mute, and just randomly put my arm out to shake him, to put my hand out, and he kind of looked at me, and I'm like, all right. And it was the most awkward moment ever.
Oh, no.
But bless his heart, he stopped and had pictures with us, and I was like, I was like, we watch you every tea time while we're eating our tea, and he was like, yeah, thanks for that.
Cheers, mate.
I was like, I'll leave you to go shopping now. Have a good day. And,
in LA.
Got straight on Facebook. I've seen Steve from Hollyoaks. And
that's class.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, no, I love that, though. But that's what I mean. It's having... Because he'd probably never expect anyone come up and be like, oh my god, I've seen you in Hollyoaks, because he's in America, he's in LA, it's a complete different place. Yeah. And he probably, like, when you guys walked away, he was probably like, oh, it's so weird. Like, do you know what I mean? That realisation for him, he's like, no way.
Either that, or he was like, what a strange chap that was, What a strange man.
That's true.
Yeah, can he just, like, piss off to Coronation Street or something, like,
Yeah, could he just look better?
Or just hang around at the East End on Christmas Day.
Yeah, someone's going to happen. Yeah. Quality.
Love it. So from meeting your lovely dad and your brother at the Shropshire Music Awards, where, might I add, Mr. Callum scooped 2 awards.
I did.
Pushing boundaries and local legend.
Local legend, mate. And I've not even been singing for 12 months.
Yeah, but you're a legend. Just own it.
Yeah, that's what you do. It's what legends do, my friend. They're so humble about it.
and legends never die. So when your demise comes, your name's always going to be floating about. There's going to be like
exactly. Yeah, I'm basically Tom Jones of Telford.
You are, mate. Like when you go up to the magistrate courts and you've got Mr. Thomas Telford leaning over the Telford sign, it's going to be you, bro. With your Justin Bieber hat and your toothbrush hanging out your mouth.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I dream of. But to be fair, Oh, it's
How did
crazy.
it feel to win that, bro?
It was quite obviously you collected the award from me. Oh, mate, I was feeling terrible that night. Obviously, I dipped, and I was like, "Oh, no, I'm sure I won't win anything. It'll be fine." And then you FaceTime me with an award, and I'm like, "You're joking." And then
You did seem bold over.
yeah, I was just like, I got a bit emotional after it. Like I was, it was quite surreal, mate. It's. I've never won an award like that's. Ever, like whatever it is, because I've played a lot of rugby in my life.
Yeah,
I've done
amazing.
a lot of different things, and I've never won anything for an accolade for doing something. And to win it for something that I've just started and I love doing, I was just like, it was very surreal, mate. And shout out to Shropshire Music Awards, all you guys who organise it. Big ups to them, because
Big up Trademark as well. He does a lot of things for Telford.
yeah, he does, mate. He's very much in the Telford music scene, and he's pushing it very well. So big shout out to him, and the local legend and pushing boundaries. Like it was cool, man. Like I said, and then you FaceTime me again, and I was like, oh no, have I won another award? But no, you broke me one, didn't you?
Oh mate, I will never forget
you broke
that.
me award, guys.
Honestly, like for a chap that suffers with like severe anxiety. I collected this award and did a little bit of a speech. Callum can't be here, he's had to go home, he doesn't feel very well, but it's amazing and thank you so much for supporting him. And there was like a big cheer and a big clap, and it was great. And then when I went up to collect the award, obviously you asked me to collect the award, but you didn't tell Paul Shuttleworth that I was going to be collecting the award.
Yeah,
so he gave me the most strangest look. Like, I know you're Dribbz, and you haven't won. What are you doing, you weirdo?
You're like, I might have won. It was close.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, but I collected it, and then I had it in my pocket. It was a glass. Was it glass award or plastic award? But it had a base, didn't it?
Yeah.
I kept it in my pocket for the best part of 2-3 hours, and then mate, someone pushed me, and I trying to get past me, and I hit the bar, and I just heard this crunch, and I could have died. I pulled it in my pocket, and thank God it was only the base. But to ring you and say I broke it. But if ever you go on.
I was going to say, was I annoyed?
No, you wasn't.
I wasn't at all.
You were like, don't worry about it.
That was fine about it.
But I thought you were going to be like, listen, don't worry about it, Dribbz. Right, I'll see you later. Twat. Twat.
Nah, mate. Stuff happens, man. Life happens, and that's what I thought was when you thought obviously I was going to be like upset or fuming, and I was just like, hey, life happens.
Yeah,
There's a lot of things going on in life. If you think I'm going to get upset, but yes, this is very precious to me and very sentimental and stuff like that. It was, but it's not enough to. It's not enough to, spilt milk.
I mean, if you'd like to get your own back on me, there's an award to your right.
I've been eyeing that up, mate. Honestly, I'm going to fly over there with my head first in a minute.
On the Up and Comer Awards 2023, I won first place in the hip hop rap on the Birmingham Music Awards. So
congratulations, mate. That's
there's a nice glass award here, mate, with a base. So throw it. Feel free to throw it at the wall, and we're even then.
No, we've fixed mine. Honestly,
I know you did.
Yeah, straight. It's all sound.
Hey, look, boss. So that's my. I'm taking that as my. If ever you shoot to stardom, I'm going to say, well, I broke his award, so up yours. You know what I mean? There we go.
But also, you FaceTime me about 5 minutes later after you broke, and I went, "You've not broken again." You went, "No, you've won another one." I was like, "What?"
I know.
It was amazing. That was.
Like I said, I should have just left it under a bush in Wellington and collected it at the end.
You know what? You couldn't have told me. You should just give me the other one. Would I have noticed?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very true. That is very, very true. So, going back to the music, who would you say, I know you've said Justin Bieber, but think of someone else as well. Who would you say is some of your biggest musical influence, and why? Influence,
I'd say, like I said about Ray earlier, mate, her lyrics.
And her range as well.
Oh, her range. Her vocal range is insane. Yeah. Her lyrics are phenomenal. The stories she tells in songs are quite touching. Lewis Capaldi, I think his personality is so down my street. Do you know what I mean? And I think I look at him, and obviously I know he's struggled as of recent and stuff, but like I look at his personality and the way he is, and I'm like, this guy's just like me. Like in not just like me, but like he's got the same sense of humour, and like he doesn't take life that seriously, and that's not in a negative way of saying that, but I think looking at him, the way he performs, the way he writes is quite special. There's quite a few artists, to be fair, mate, that I really appreciate. Like Notorious B.I.G., mate. He was a lyrical genius. The way he threw out these words, and it was all off the top of his dome, is so special. I think that's where my love for hip hop where I started doing like my freestyles and stuff, not basing off his lyrics or anything, but like his style, like kind of rap about anything, but yet it made sense and they all come together. And like, yeah, I think lyrics wise, I think he's quite phenomenal. But yeah, there's, you know.
See, I was the other end. I was Tupac. I wasn't really into my Biggie much. I was more the Tupac. Yeah.
And he's a lyrical genius as well. Look, mate,
yeah.
His voice for rapping, like his rapping voice was just incredible.
See, a friend of mine, Monchi, that I do the music with, like, he was never really into this kind of gangster stuff. He was more into the skating hip hop, like your Far Side, them kind of 3 Owls, them kind of things, and you know, I'd always have like Tupac on in the car and stuff, and he would always go, "Mate, it all sounds the same," and I'm like, "No, it doesn't." And he'd do this little impression. If he was here, I'd ask him to do the impression, but it's like, "And then I hear me, and then I see me, and then I fear me," and I'm just like, "Mate,
you know what, that was so good."
that's what he does. That's what he does. But he does it perfectly.
Yeah,
you know.
fair
and the more I was like, oh, actually, yeah, a lot of the verses end with, "And then I see me, and then I hear me, and then I hear me."
I feel like I've just listened to 3 albums of Tupac.
It was a brilliant impression, mate. Honestly,
no, fair play.
But so Biggie, that's a surprising one, mate. From you know, a singer that effectively does pop, will do pop music. You know, Biggie being an inspiration. That's good.
Mate,
that. 100%.
I think his life story. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was up to no good and whatnot, and obviously who he was working with. P Fiddler. Yeah, I know.
Wake up in the morning feeling.
Yeah, done it. Well, I think that's why he was no longer with us, mate, because of him, because how big he was getting, because he was ditching his label one. Anyway, I won't get into that because that's all politics of musicians. Well, I mean, we could get into it, but I think as a musician, how young he was as well. I mean, I think he died 97. How old was he? 22, 23? That is like nothing, mate.
It's no age, is it?
No, and I look at him and what he was producing and what he was doing, because obviously he went to prison for a couple of years and stuff like that. Oh, mate, it was just second to none. What he could produce, like, when I say produce, what he could come out with.
24 years old he was.
24. Mate, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
I felt like I was 24 yesterday. I'm 30 now. Do you know what I mean? I've outlived Biggie Smalls. Like, and Tupac, he was only 25.
Yeah, Tupac died in 96 and Biggie died in 97.
Yeah. It's just... No, it's crazy, man. And
I can't believe, like, just to quickly say this, I can't, you know, I've had Tupac books, his albums I listened to religiously when I was growing up. I had posters on my wall. I was mad. All the films he was in, Above the Rim, like Poetic Justice, they were like all my favourite films. And like, I never thought in my time on this earth that I would see them catch the killer of Tupac, and they actually caught the killer of Tupac. Yeah, and you know he got sentenced.
Has he?
Yeah, man, he got sentenced.
When?
I don't know when it was, but they caught the killer who came clean and said it was me that.
No way.
And I was like, no one was making a real big deal of it, and I was thinking, this is mad. I never thought that. Yeah,
I mean, I didn't know that. Yeah, man. That's what I mean. But you're right. No one made a big deal about it.
They didn't, mate. They didn't. No and I never thought in my lifetime that I would see them catch the killer of Tupac, because it was all a big mystery. Drive by at the lights, and was it something to do with Biggie and was it not? But that's for a separate podcast, mate. I think we could go on and on about that.
Yeah, that's huge. That is.
So we're going to go straight back to The Voice again. Now, obviously, you smashed them auditions and you were mentored. Mate, I'm so proud of you for this. You were mentored by the legend of the man, Sir Tom Jones.
Oh, mate.
And we can't refer to him as Tom Jones. It's got to be Sir Tom Jones.
It is Sir Tom.
Do you call him Sir Tom Jones to his face? Surely not.
Well, I actually asked the same question. I kept calling him Sir Tom. And I was like, are you okay with me calling you Sir Tom? Or he was like, just call me Tom. I'm like, okay, Sir Tom.
Just call me Dave.
Call me Big Daddy. No, I always addressed him as Sir Tom because it was the right thing to do. I felt, you know, and but I would when it was like just convoing, I would call him Tom, you know, that sort of thing. But it helps that my best mate's called Tom as well. So, you know, obviously not the same person, but
yeah. So what was he like as a person, and what is he like as a person? And mate, I'm not gonna lie, like after he'd mentored you and how impressed he was with you, I kind of thought that he would have took you on some sort of tour as a support act, personally.
Mate, what I realise with Sir Tom, obviously he's getting on a bit now, but he is a face of an organisation that has been going for a very long. Like, he's the face. Tom Jones is the face of a lot of people that work behind him. That do pretty much everything for him to then do what he does. Because obviously he's getting on a bit. He's going to limit himself to what he can and can't do and stuff like that. And I realise that he isn't the one making the shots. He isn't calling all the shots as such. Not in a negative way. He will do what he wants when that sort of thing. But like, he is very much instructed, which is a good thing. His son and his daughter-in-law, which is his son's wife, look after him. They manage him, pretty much sort everything out for him.
Okay.
So even within the voice, like this mentoring, which was great. The advice I got from Tom was second to none. It was incredible, and I'd never have dreamt of ever meeting him or speaking to him. So the fact that I did it is just crazy.
Did you ever listen to Tom Jones prior to that? Was your dad ever into it? Was Tom Jones ever echoing through your house as a kid?
Oh mate, yeah. So Never Fall in Love Again is a song I perform, and that was one of my first karaoke songs. So like, that was one of my songs where I was like, oh, I sound pretty good.
Wow.
And my dad used to play his music all the time.
Wow.
But like, the main ones, like It's Not Unusual and Kiss.
He did that one with I used to love that. My mum used to love it in particularly with Catatonia. Was it Baby It's Cold Outside?
Baby It's Cold. Yeah. That's a great song.
I like that.
Yeah, that is. I can't think.
My mum used to love that track.
Yeah, it's same as that one. Like, all the classics, but then you don't realise how many classics he's got, and most of the albums. And but yeah, this song Never Fall in Love Again. I couldn't wait to tell him. It was like, I think the third or fourth time. No, it was in the semis. I was like, I'll be honest with you, Tom. We actually recorded it. We did film it for it. I was like, my karaoke song that I used to do is Never Fall in Love Again. And he went, that's a big song. I went, for a big fella. He absolutely wet himself, right? I went, for a big fella, and I shook my belly, right? And he wet himself, and I was like, and I was saying to everyone, I'm great TV, aren't I? And I was doing all these things. None of it makes the cut. Honestly, the amount of filming you do, I must have done, I don't know, for it, like a 2-minute interview that's going to be shown, I would have been sitting there for 3 hours. Like, it's separate times. I would have done an hour. Oh, right, we're going to do it again. We're going to ask you the same questions. Okay, another hour. And you just compile all this. Mate, the amount of filming I did. I went up Lillishaw Hill to do filming, where they get these bird's eye views. I was up there I think for about 4 hours. I thought, God, they're getting loads. Fair play to him. You see about 3 seconds, and all the clips. My brother got more airtime than me.
That's crazy. That's because he's a handsome guy.
I said it's because he's aesthetically pleasing.
He's a handsome man.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, and that's why. But I was just like, some things I'm like, I can't wait for that bit to come out, and it never does. And I'm like, oh, come on. But they got me griddying off the stage. Did you see that?
No.
After I got announced the semis and I got through, I got to the final. I come off the stage in the griddy dance from FIFA. Yeah. They got that on there. They got that on there.
Yeah,
of course, that was just a personal thing between me and my best mate, who were playing FIFA at the time.
Nice.
And just being toxic about it as well. But no, I wasn't intended to be toxic. It was meant to be funny for me and him. But yeah, they got that one on there. Nice one, voice. But yeah, the amount of editing and stuff that goes into it is quite wild. But I think Sir Tom, as a man, he's so down to earth, mate. He knows. He is quite aware how lucky he is. He's like, oh yeah. He goes, I've got to perform singing and stuff like as a job. He said, which I love doing. So I've got to do that, travel the world, and on top of that, I've got paid for it. He says, you meet most people in life where, and we were in the London Palladium at this time, sitting next to each other, and he said, you meet so many people in life, and they work so hard to get their 1 or 2 holidays a year and stuff like that. And he said, and absolute credit to him how hard they work. He said, and I've managed to do it and get paid for it. He says, I've lived a life of pure luck. And I was just like, whoa.
It's nice that he's aware of that.
Oh, yeah. He's like, obviously he's very fortunate in what he's got and everything, but like...
How old is he now, Callum?
84.
As if.
Yeah, he's turning 85.
A friend of mine, I had a chance to go and see him, and I thought... Yeah. Was it a friend of mine, or was it one of my family? But anyway, they had a chance to go and see him, and tickets become available, and I did make the point of saying to them, I know this sounds a bit morbid, but I was like, go and see him while you can.
Yeah, mate.
Because we don't know how long these legends are going to be around.
Yeah, no, 100%. So when I performed with him, when I did my duet, us two, we practiced the most out of everyone. Now hey, not on me, guys, but like, so for Tom, like, I don't know, you could just, he wasn't getting it right, and so they'd have a prompt for the songs for the coaches. You'd have a prompt for your lyrics and stuff there. Then you'd have a crane one that would be moving across your head and stuff, so they could look around and look at the lyrics. Basically, this is TV for you. And it would say, Tom, you're in this colour, so you'd sing it. But he kept singing the wrong parts. He kept doing parts that mine. But in fairness, they kept changing it every time. Because originally, it looked that I was meant to sing, like, I don't know, 40% of the song or 30% of the song, and he was going to do a lot. But then it got changed quite a bit, where I was doing like 60, 70%, and he was doing the rest. And we practiced loads. We were only meant to practice 3 times each day. And we got to about, I think it was the last day, and we'd been doing like 4, 5, maybe 6 times of this song. We were practicing like each day, so we had quite a lot more than the other contestants, and I was dead worried. So it got to the final. We had one more practice on the day of the final. We didn't. It wasn't right. Like I was just like, I was dead nervous. I was like, oh my God. I was like, is Tom Jones going to get this right? And I was like, but it's Tom Jones. And on the night. Right, on the night, we'd practiced early and it wasn't great. Like we didn't get it nailed on as we should have done. On the night, mate, I was there. I was like, oh, dead nervous. I'd done my solo song, which I wasn't that bothered about, because I think my whole distraction was on this duet. Like, I need to nail this because you can win or lose on this performance. And I wasn't super happy with my solo performance, but I got that out of the way, and I was like, right, that's done with. I could concentrate on the duet. He absolutely nailed it.
Really?
First time. I say first time, but first time on the night. Everything. Every line, every pitch. Like, he was a bit, in practice, he would have been a bit pitchy, but he's getting old. He's got a long voice, which is fine. Look, I'm not questioning Tom Jones, by the way, like with what he does, but oh my, the professionalism of him just shot. Like, the camera's rolling. Yeah, okay. And he just sang, and if you watch on YouTube, the end of the video, you look at my face, I'm just like, oh my God, we nailed that last note once, and that was for the recording. Yeah. And I was like, oh my days. Honestly, watch the end of the video, guys. Bird on a Wire, Callum Doignie and Tom Jones. And you just see me at the end, because we harmonise. I do the high bit, he does the low. And I nailed the high bit. We both nailed it. And just at the end, you see my face, and I'm like, like that. It just catches it at the end, mate. But I'll tell you what. He is just professional. Everything he does, it just comes out. And he even coughs, so he clears his throat a lot. Obviously, he's like, but he does it in tune. Wow. It's like, yeah. And it's like, this, what? You know what I mean? Yeah, just everything about him. I had some good cracks with him as well. I did make a joke about putting my hand up his arse as well. But hey, he laughed. We all laughed. It was quite a good joke.
Can you imagine if he hadn't have laughed?
Well, his son laughed first, so that was funny. But I'll tell you the details. So basically, he was getting a stool so we could do our duet and practice the one time. And they went, Callum, you sit down. I went, no, it's okay. You sit down first. They went, and then his son went, Mark, he goes, why don't you sit on his knee? I went, yeah, I could be a ventriloquist. And then I just went, I'm just scared where my hand's got to go. And they both thought it was so funny, man. They burst out laughing. I was like, okay, I'm winning them over here. I was like, hopefully I'll get the tour tickets. But that didn't happen.
Oh, Tom, yeah. Sir Tom, come on.
I know. He gave me his heart, and then he just ripped mine out. No, I'm joking. No,
so what do you feel that you took away from for yourself from reaching the finals?
Oh, mate, that's confidence.
Yeah, big one.
Yeah, massive one, mate. I've never been able to sing in front of a pub in terms of just everyone staring at me. You know, it's different with karaoke. You do one song, have a clap, and everyone, you piss off. But as a performance, I'd never been able to do that. But the voice, confidence-wise, mate, learning the ability of my voice and how far I can push it, being able to warm up my voice. I didn't even know. Like, I've watched High School Musical where they're like, woo, and all that. I thought, you'd think to some extent, but actually learning how to do it, how to warm up your voice, what affects it, what doesn't. Like, not many people know. I say not many people, but when I tell people this, they're like, oh, right, I didn't realise that. It's actually bad for you to drink cold water when you're drinking.
Really?
Yeah, because it's better warm water or just room temperature. It's just better for your vocals. The coldness, it affects it, if anything,
Didn't
more.
know that.
Yeah, which is, people are, oh, do you want a cold glass of water? No, I'm like, no, just give me a bottle of water, no ice or anything like that, just straight warm, because it's still warming up your vocal cords, where ice would just not ice, but cold water would just completely kind of...
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah,
Makes sense.
And but I never knew, like, just stuff like that. Just so many different bits. The way I can control my vocal range and stuff like that from the help that I got from the voice and stuff.
Amazing.
And yeah, I took massive amounts, and also it pushed me out my boundaries where
Yes.
I wouldn't have necessarily chosen certain songs and stuff,
Yes.
but I tackled him, and I was just like, I'll do him the best way I can. But it's very instructed. Like, for someone who didn't know much as me, you are instructed quite a lot, but you learn from it.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
I had no kind of bad habits.
Yes.
Because I didn't know any habits. So they were like, don't do it like that, do it like this. So now I've picked up all the good habits. I'll go into a studio and sing certain ways. They're like, oh, don't do it like that. And I'm like, what? Why is the correct way to sing something? You know? But yeah, it's all mate, the voice as a knowledge for me to be my stepping stone, my first stepping stones. I went from 0 to 100 of knowledge, and
Amazing.
don't get me wrong, I've got a lot more to learn. Like, I couldn't. They were like, "Do you want in-ears?" And I was like, "This is the voice." And I'm like, "I don't even know what you just said to me." It's as that was as little as I knew. I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "Oh, just in-ears." And I'm like, "What will that do?" They're like, well, "We'll play the track." And I'm like, "I'll just stick to the stage sound." But now, if I don't have a monitor or any type of in-ears, I'll have a little breakdown because I'm like, I can't hear my music. Do you know what I mean?
So it shows that you've come a long way in the understanding and
yeah.
I
I said to family and friends now, if I went on The Voice now, knowing what I know now, I don't know, I feel like I do a better job, but I don't think I could do it again because of the pressure.
Yeah.
But then it's the pressure you put on yourself, and I feel like because I was so new to it, because everyone there was some type of professional, semi-professional musician.
Wow.
That's why I was like the only one that was like, oh yeah, I've just come off a building site, and I think that's what they loved about me as well. Do you know what I mean? It was like, he genuinely has just come off a building site.
Well, you think, Ollie Murs, where was he originally from? A call centre.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before he went to do his audition, he used to work in a call centre.
Yeah.
They love that stuff, don't
they did. And Tom Jones, his profession, he was a builder. He was a builder.
Really?
Yeah, he was a builder, and working on sites, and on the weekends he'd do his gigs.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You got to start somewhere, guys.
100%. So, we're going to move away from the voice now. Like I said, I wanted to explore you first because, I don't think it's fair that we just, every interview, although it's always going to crop up, let's
of course,
face it, because that's what's made you, but
yeah,
there's so much more to you, Callum, do you know what I mean? So,
thank you, mate.
I'm quite conscious of time, but I'm going to go into this one and then I've got a couple of last questions. So now that we've reached this all-important part of the show where we take a sneak peek of the more serious side of you. So, as you know, I'm an advocate for mental health. I cover this with each guest in the hope that someone that's listening may listen and relate. So, have you yourself ever experienced any form of mental health?
Yes. Okay. I've suffered with anxiety quite a lot. Like I was saying to you after that situation in Budapest, that affected my mental health an awful lot. Where, and when I was in limbo with my life, I didn't really know what I was doing. Yes, I had the building, whatever, I've been a builder and whatnot, but I didn't feel like this was going to be my forever. And I struggled, mate. I struggled massively. Like I said, that Budapest thing, it was huge on my mental health. It took me down a notch, and COVID couldn't come better timing, because then I think a year from that, I'd got COVID and it hit me bad. Like, it was before your jabs or whatever they brought out. I got it for the first time, mate, and it completely wiped me out. And at this point, I'd stopped smoking and stuff like that, because I used to smoke cigarettes, and I completely stopped. My breathing, the way it was affected, my movement, I could barely move. Like,
Is this at the height of the pandemic?
Yeah. Like, this is like, I got COVID, mate, and it just.
Jeez.
Like, I had to stay inside, because obviously we could go shopping and do normal stuff, but I had to stay inside for I think it was 15 days, because the first you had to stay in for 10, didn't you, when you got it?
I can't remember, mate.
Oh yeah,
much
I got it, but then my missus got it towards me not having it, so I had to stay inside with her for her time as well. So I was like, oh mate, I was beat up, man. Like, it was crying every day. I didn't know when it was going to end. Like, it was just, I got hit. My mental health got hit massively.
I just hated, every time you turn the TV on, you seen the people with incubators and breathing masks and and then the dread of what everyone's favourite man Boris would come on TV to say his words, and you'd be dreading what he was going to say next.
It was the stomach, the turning.
It was horrible. Yeah. What I can't believe there's people like there's people of a generation that haven't experienced that, but we've experienced a global pandemic. How bad's that?
Yeah, and it wasn't, like you said, because it was global. Every single person got affected.
Everyone.
It wasn't just like, oh, the UK, we were really shut down.
Everyone.
No. It was everyone around the world felt the repercussions of COVID. And yeah, I mean, me personally, on my level, like it hit me hard, I think, staying inside for so long and kind of not knowing what, like, the results were going to be of what was going to happen. I think the fear of that set in, but I feel like so many people got affected by COVID. And I think a massive deal was the fact that you couldn't work, or you could work from home as such, but you had to stay in your home. And when you're staying at home and there's, not much to do, or you've got no work to do physically, people start thinking. And these thoughts are always going on. It's just you distracting yourself with whatever you're doing in your day-to-day life. And you got made to stay at home. And then all these thoughts just come out of the shell that you were pushing them back in. And people started thinking more and more, and they had more time to think, where usually people, if you've got a couple of kids and you've got a job that you've got to get to all the time, you've got no time to think about these bad things that are happening in your life, or things that you worry about. But you had to think about them then, because you sat at home with your kids and everyone, or whoever.
I remember
you're around.
it being absolutely scorching hot in lockdown as well.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was well nice. It was like the March.
I feel like we haven't even experienced weather like that since. It was just scorching.
It was different vibes. I remember because
23rd of March we went into lockdown because that was my birthday. 23rd of March. Yeah.
Oh no way. That's weird, isn't it?
Fucking happy birthday.
Yeah, happy
birthday.
Stay at home. You can't leave your house. But yeah, it was. Oh mate, it was so. I mean, everyone knows what it feels like. It was so surreal, wasn't it? It was, but like, I feel like when people got trapped in, they had to think, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, I didn't realise how either unhappy or these problems going in my mind have taken. Why haven't I fucking done something about it?" And then it got to a point where like, you can't. You've got all these problems. You want to act upon them. You can't. You've got to stay inside. And yeah, people got hit in different ways. Me personally, my mental health has been. It's been up and down. I've always been the happy-go-lucky kid. And I think over the past month or so, when I got diagnosed with ADHD, I've kind of realised why my thought process the way they are, where I'm either really on top, or if I have a beat-up day, mate, I've got a beat-up day. Like, it is...
There's no middle ground, is there?
No.
You're either up or you're down.
No, exactly.
I get it.
But then people think, oh, what's wrong with you? Why are you changing? What is this? Why is that? It's just I can't regulate my emotions. I'm either really, really happy or I'm really, really not. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of tough, man. And when your mental health takes a beating, if you're very lucky like me, I had Millie at the time, my partner, supporting me, and she's helped me become a better person. I care about so much more shit now because of her, where before I was probably, I wouldn't say I wouldn't care about people, not at all, but like I just care so much about like everything. I don't know whether it's your age and you're just like, oh, honestly, mate, I feel for so many things now, and I've got so much more time. And
I think like we're here in this world for such a short time.
Oh, mate,
do you know what I mean? We just pass by, and like I've seen friends of mine that have got wiped out by the big C and the cancer, and they haven't even had chance to leave their mom's home and get their own place. And I just think. We just don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day. So to me, like I know there's that cliche, live every day as if it's your last. I kind of do that now.
Yeah, you got to
don't think too much into it.
No, and also you've got to do things that make you happy. And I'm not saying this in a selfish way. If you've got kids and stuff like that, whatever your situation is, make sure you're happy, because then you'll make everyone around you happy. It. And it's so much more easier to do. Because I've been in a situation where I've made everyone around me happy, but not you. Yeah. And who's that affecting the most? It's me.
Of course it is.
And if I'm like that, I won't be able to do what I want to do, and that's make other people happy. Where I'm in a situation in my life now where I'm like, I'm happy, man. Like I'm happy. I don't know where I'm going to be in a couple of years, but I know I'm going to be happy, and that's the main thing.
No, it's good to hear, mate. I'm trying like with my outlook in life now, especially with the music, like. I feel the drum and bass, so like me attending these raves at silly o'clock and travelling up all down the UK at festivals and all that kind of stuff, I feel that it's a ticking clock for me now. Yeah. 20 years deep. I've done stuff that I never thought I'd dream of doing. I'm playing in Cavos next year. It's just overseas things. That's now.
Incredible, mate. Yeah.
And I feel like I've got probably 2 years left on the clock with the drum and bass now, and I'm going to kind of just rein it in a bit then, because, you know,
like fade kind of.
Yeah. My kids have, you know, I'm still going to stay with the hip-hop, because the hip-hop is my outlet to, you know, get a lot of stuff off my chest. It helps with my mental health. It's my therapy. I don't take medication. My music is my therapy. So I'm still going to stick with the hip hop, but with regards to, you know, chasing the dream of the drum and bass, you know, I've done stuff that I never thought I'd dream of doing. And I think that, you know, I'm not getting any younger now. You know, I'm almost knocking on that 40, and I go to these raves now and I look at some of the people and I'm like, you look as old as my 15-year-old daughter. You look as old as my 50. I'm like, do you know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, this is a young man's game now.
It's that new generation almost.
It really is, mate.
It's scary as well,
scary.
man.
It is scary. But while I'm here, my outlook now with this music, with the hip hop, with the mental health advocates, stuff like that, I just want to create a legacy. That is what I want.
That's what you're doing.
I want something different. Like when it's my time to go and I leave this world and all that, I want to have made a difference to just one person's life, bro. Do you know what I mean? Oh, Dribbz helped me when I needed that. Do you know what I mean? Just one person's life, like, oh, Dribbz made me feel good at that particular time because he did X, Y, and Z. And that's why I'm giving like these platforms with the podcast, you know. I set these podcasts up and I could have just literally sat here and spoke myself about lots of different experiences, lots of topics, but I want to get as many people as I can to get their stories out. Because
it's understanding.
So many people are in their own lanes.
Exactly, and they all have different thought processes. Like, you'd probably think different to what I do next. And that's all about growing up and changing and learning who you are as a person. You're close to 40. You probably haven't fully learned or fully understood maybe who you are, not even who you are as a person, but do you know what I'm trying to say, in the sense of you're still discovering who you are every single day. I do stuff new every day and I'm like, funny, I've never done that before, why have I done that today? And it's just the smallest things. And if I'm a massive advocate in always improving yourself, not necessarily how you look or anything like that, just how you feel, because when you start feeling shitty and then people around you are picking up on it, you're going to make them feel shitty. And I'm not saying don't hide you. If you're sad, be sad, tell people, talk to them about it, because the first instinct of any man or any woman, the first thing they want to do is make you better. And that making you better is either making you laugh or making you smile. They're going to work on it and stuff like that. Whether it's for a moment, they know they're going to try and help for that small moment. And you've just got to really work on yourself and be open and as honest as you can. Not to a point where you're miserable and not saying anything, because if you're miserable and not saying anything, you're going to bring people around you down.
100%.
And it hits hard then.
And
because you feel like you can't go to them.
And with having obviously my two daughters, like again, it's morbid. I know it's morbid, but we don't know how long our lives panned out. And you know, when I'm gone, I want them to look back and go, Dad tried to make a difference. Dad wasn't just a chap that worked 9 till 5 and that's it, and he didn't have no meaning in life. I don't know what I believe with regards to, you know, why we're all on this earth and all that, but I feel that some people are on this earth to do a job or like to do something, have a meaning. And I feel like I'm trying to find my meaning now by helping as many people as I can. That is my absolute aim, and I want my girls, like when I'm not here, I want my girls to look back and feel dead proud that Dad's done what he can. And that's why, like with my albums, they're so personal, they're like chapters of my life. So, you know, like when someone passes and, you know, you're looking through photos, they did this, that's lovely. Them girls, like, they can press play now.
They'll hear you forever.
They can hear me talking about these life experiences, and when they have kids, they can press play and they can hear me talking about things that I went through and things that I've overcome. And do you know what I mean?
It's almost that's like special.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel with it. It's almost like this is your life. An audio book of this is your life. And that's what I'm trying to do with it. You know, I don't want to rap about drugs, money, power, women, because I'm not about that life.
I know what you mean.
I can't relate to it, and I don't want my kids listening to Dad talking about that kind of stuff. So it is all about leaving a lasting legacy for me. That's my meaning. I want to help before I go to wherever I go, I want to help as many people as I can. And even if it's just one person that says, you know, like, never fall apart, releasing that. Like, I just shared my story of being a child. I've had that many men that have got in touch with me, some of them anonymous, that have been like sending me off anonymous accounts just going, that really touched me. Like, I definitely went through that as a child, and when I was a child I never thought that anyone else was going through it. It's so nice to hear a bloke going, right, I'm going to get this off my chest now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's
mate.
job done to me because one or two people have related.
There you go, mate.
I've got screenshots on my phone of comments on YouTube going, mate, you've really helped me with this. Like, it's really nice to hear this. I needed this today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you are doing your legacy. You. It's not that, it might happen or you want it to happen. It's happening, and it's happened, and you've made an impression on people, and you've made them feel like they can, like you said, when you listen to people or listen to music and make you feel better, you've made people feel better, and it's you're screaming out to the world or to these people that have messaged you aren't alone. There are billions of people on this earth. Chances are quite a few of them are going to go through what you've gone through, and you can absolutely resonate and talk with someone about it, because we are a grain of sand in a massive beach on this world, and that grain of sand's going to blow away into the sea one day.
Yep.
And it's gone forever, and you'll never see it again. But you got to remember what that beach was like, and if you enjoyed it.
That's a great way of putting it, mate. I love that.
Cheers, mate.
I love that.
That was off the dome, that was.
That's really good, mate. It's a really good way of putting it. But
it is.
Like when I was going through depression and speaking to a counsellor and stuff, if someone had tapped me on the shoulder and gone, hey, in 2 years' time, you're going to be an editor in the Scene magazine, writing your own mental health articles, giving other people platforms to speak. Yeah, I would have gone, are you joking? Like, I can't do that. I wouldn't do that.
You're having a laugh.
So it's funny how things work out, bro.
It really is, mate. It really is.
It's funny how things work out. So we have got we've got the serious side out of the way. Let's have a bit of fun with these last couple of questions.
Hit me.
Here we go. Off the cuff, mate. Be as random as you want. We're going to do a last couple of questions, and then we're going to bring this to an end because I am conscious of time. Right then, Mr. Callum, what was the last 2 things that you looked up online?
I'm going to have to get my phone out.
Okay.
Can I get... Because I don't remember. I forget a lot of things. Okay.
The anticipation's killing me.
Well, I went on a stag do recently, so I searched up Butlins.
Now I know that stag was wearing a gimp mask.
Yeah.
The next one's got to be a gimp suit.
Yeah. No, actually, the last thing I searched up was the lyrics to Travelling Wilburys, Handle Me With Care.
Okay.
So, yeah, very random. Okay. Very too always on private browser, by the way, guys.
Second one?
Yeah, it was the Travelling Wilburys.
What was the first one? Butlins,
Bognor Regis.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to find out the lineup for the weekend of
nice.
Who's singing and whatnot.
Okay. So this'll put your thinking cap on here. Number 2, if I was to give you £1,000, how would you double that in 24 hours?
Do you want the honest answer? I've got an absolute 30 to bet on. I don't know who's playing tonight. Double £1,000. I don't know, mate. Stick it all on black.
Stick it all on flash. Brilliant. Now, pay attention to this one, mate. Would you rather fight 1 elephant-sized mouse or 100 mouse-sized elephants? 1 elephant-sized mouse or 100 mouse-sized elephants? How strange would that be? 100 mouse-sized elephants.
100 mouse-sized elephants.
Surely 1 elephant-sized mouse would literally take over the world if there was many of them.
Yeah, I think the 100 elephants, the little ones.
Would you go with that?
Yeah, I'd kick them.
Just kick them continuously.
I'd be dropping, kicking
booting them all over the way.
I'll just stand on
them. In
fact,
mate. Did you ever see that footage on Facebook where that chap was walking through Wellington?
They went viral.
I love that.
He proper booted it as well.
He does a little kick up first to get it nicely in position, and then pow!
Oh, that was in front of the betting store, actually, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't remember which one, but yeah, next to Greg's. Oh, mate, quality.
I'm glad you've seen that.
Yeah, I have. That went proper mega viral.
Yeah, for the listeners that don't know, there was a video that went viral of a chap walking through Wellington High Street. There's a rat coming towards him. He gives it a little chip up, gets it nicely in place, and then pow!
Absolutely volleys it
at the same time.
Like he just volleyed that mic.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was quite.
I mean, that poor rat, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, but I do that 100 times.
What is something that everybody does that you think looks a little stupid?
When we used to clap for the NHS. No, I was one of them.
Offense any of them NHS
I'm
people.
my missus works in the NHS, so I can say it. But I don't know. Something that everyone does.
Or when they used to share them really annoying posts that used to go, I can't stay at home, I'm a key worker.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, my mate used to say that, and he was an engineer. He didn't even count, mate. He didn't even count. Yeah, I don't know. That was a little bit like... I got second-hand embarrassment for that. Do you know what I mean? I did it as well, like a couple of times, and I was like, this is pretty...
They had the saucepans out as well, didn't they?
Oh, mate, honestly.
Pow, pow,
yeah.
pow, pow.
Oh, God. Whilst our government was partying, we were clapping with tins.
And
do you
like,
know what I mean?
you know, again, like, going to the pub, in your mask. Finding a seat, in your mask. But as soon as you get to that table...
Yeah,
you can take that mask off.
Yeah.
Or that small bit of plastic between you and the counter, because that makes all the difference. Because COVID isn't going to go up and down and around. It's just going to hit the counter.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's one thing I missed from COVID. That was the table service. You never had to get up to the bar. Great. Oh, I love that. But
we used to have the ice cream man. What's his name? Ricky, the ice cream man here. He's a brilliant ice cream man. So big up Ricky. He used to actually. He used to actually do doorstep drops. You'd message him on Facebook what ice cream you wanted, and doorstep drops.
Oh, nice one.
Things have changed. You know, I was saying this to my daughter. My daughter, like back in the day, it'd be like, "Is the ice cream man calling me? Let's listen." Right? Okay. You know, and your mum would go, "If it's ringing." Then it means they're out of ice cream. There's choc ices in the fridge. That was my mum used to say. There's choc ices in the fridge, bless her. But my daughter said to me, Evie, she said to me the other day, she was like, can you message Ricky on Facebook and see what time he's coming round? And I'm like, things have changed, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't message the ice cream man back in the day to find out what time he was coming round.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it really has, though, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's just...
And I messaged him and he was like, yeah, I'll be 10 minutes.
Mate,
and I'm
you
like,
can get like 100 different restaurants to your door now.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Before, it was pizza, Chinese or curry. That's all you could have.
That's it.
And it was like, oh my God, we're going to get a takeaway tonight. It's the biggest thing ever. Now it's like, oh, what takeaway are we ordering from the 8th time this day?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, it's jokes, isn't it? Like, these kids are how lucky
used to order that on a Saturday night when Saturday night was real TV. I'm talking Gladiators, but you know, Crystal Maze if you're lucky.
And Dick Saturday Night Special. Oh, I used to love that show.
Yeah,
I know it's not stopped long ago, but like, mate, Saturday Night TV was awesome. Or you'd have the X Factor or The Voice or what, you know.
Right, tell me, do you think with these families where they go, the Jones family, and they all look really shocked because all of a sudden they're on TV? Like, surely that's been set up. There's a camera come on.
Mate, ITV is the most... I can't watch reality TV anymore because of how set up it is. I'm not even joking.
So that's purely scripted, that is. All of them probably knew that
they knew at some point.
And they've gone,
yeah, whether they're going to be randomly selected, sort of, but they knew they were going to be in. Someone's entered something to get into the situation they are, and they all had to be there at one time. It is very. Like, I can't watch maths or anything like that, or, you know, all these reality. I can't do it because I know how set up. I know they would have waited 4 hours to do one walk just for a bit of filming, honestly. Same with Love Island. I used to enjoy that sort of stuff. Can't do it now because I know how fake it is. It's like, you go talk to them, you go do this. But I mean, it's fine. It's good TV, or they make good TV, but it is very much set up.
See, I know it's a bit controversial, and you know you don't have to comment on this, but I was a big fan of Jeremy Kyle back in the day, my mate, and you know they kind of whipped that off. Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's keep it on the low. Like, they whipped that off, but they allowed Love Island to carry on when poor Caroline Ford.
Do you know what? Depends whose pockets are getting lined, mate.
That's not good. It's not good.
That's what that's all about.
You know, I know that there's a lot come out that Jezza was a bit of a pain in the ass backstage, but I used to love that. I'd be like,
it was good
which
TV.
crackhead is going to enlighten my morning today? I fucking know him.
He's going to make
from Donington. I know him.
Mate, honestly, it's that little bit of TV that makes you feel a little bit better about yourself. Doesn't matter what's happening on in your day.
100%, mate.
Chuck on Jez and you're like, oh, it's okay, guys.
Yeah. No. So, what sport do you find silly and have trouble understanding why others enjoy it?
Golf.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Man, I have so many mates that like golf. I'm like, you are kin boring. Honestly, I just don't get it. Some people even watch it. I'm like, okay, there might be a bit of fun. I used to go to the driving range, right? It's as hard as I can, great fun. And now I've got some of my mates that are like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch the golf tonight. And I'm like, why? What are you doing? But, you know, no discredit to anyone that really likes golf. But
it's like they twat a ball that goes up like how many miles away.
You can't even see it.
Yeah, and then they go,
and they're like cheering.
So let's go and walk to it then.
yeah, like, I don't know, maybe if you could throw it really far, that would be more impressive. I'd be like, wow, he's got an arm on him. Do you know what I mean?
You know, do the kick-ups with a rat and then twat it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, rat kicking.
Play it with rats.
Yeah, mate.
Golf with rats,
so much more entertaining.
100%,
I mean, I don't know if animal lovers would be too keen on the old
they'd be all there,
rodent
wouldn't they?
kicking.
They'd be all there. So for me is the Grand Prix.
I see.
Oh, you like it? You're a fan of Grand Prix.
It's one of them. Like, I never used to. I was just like, what? Me. Like, it's all the same thing. And I'm like, how does anyone ever different win? Because it seems to be the same guy. But then I got a more understanding about it through an ex-partner because her family liked it. And I started to like it a little bit.
Okay.
But not enough to me to go like, hey, hang on, F1's really good. Because I get it. Do you know what I mean?
My friends pay big money to go to the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And what do? They stand there and they wait a bit longer, and then this thing goes, and then they go, right, sound, another 10 minutes, 7 minutes,
Yeah.
right, another 7 minutes, right,
Woo! And the guy here cheering.
No, of course they got. I don't get it.
Yeah, nah.
I do not get it.
And the money that's in it is crazy.
Yeah.
No, I get that about that.
And finally, to lock this podcast off, and this is the most important question of the whole podcast. I want 3 random things that you would give our normie to Picori. Go.
Can I say things that I've already given?
Yeah, man.
Derrily triangles.
Nice.
Oh, God. Oh, Caramac.
Caramac,
I
yeah,
love a
I like
Caramac.
Caramac.
That'd be wild, I
That's
think.
old school Caramac.
Yeah, innit? And Normie, what am I gonna Picori? Oh, I'm trying to think, man. I'm looking around and I see fireworks. I
can see Normie's face going, get ready for it. She's looking to the left and the right.
Oh, Jesus. I want to try something. You know what would be random? A mini pork pie.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, there's already pastry on it, though.
She'd do it. She'd be up for the challenge, mate.
She would, yeah.
She'd do it.
You know, on the little mini, you can buy little mini packets of them ones.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a bit different.
Nice.
Or a Scotch egg or something. I don't know.
Scotch egg,
I'm not even a massive fan. I really let myself down with the last one.
What are you saying, Normie, then? What are you saying, Normie? So you up for the challenge?
I think she would be. I'm definitely coming back in with them. The cheese triangle ones were incredible, by the way. Some of the favourite things I've ever eaten. Oh, shout out to Normie.
Shout out to
I need to
Normie.
visit you more and get some more food.
We really do. We really do. Yeah, I think she's a soul of the earth woman, that lady is. She's so pure.
Oh, mate.
What a lovely lady.
Just, you look at her and you just, it's love.
She went to school with my mum, and my mum sings her praises. My mum says she's an amazing woman, and I went to school with her daughter and a few of her lads, and she's a lovely, lovely woman. Normie is. It was like, I literally I my heart broke for her when I knew she was losing what she was losing, and stuff, and she didn't have nowhere to go, and I thought, it's Telford Town Centre, man. They're quick enough to keep the food chains, and you look to the left and there's Macca's. You look to the right and you've got Normie making quality, tasty food,
home cooked food. And it's done at such a high level. Like, to be able to do that, it's just an achievement anyway. But to give it to people, like, not give it to people, but be able to give it to people local, and how easy and quick it can be. I think it's incredible.
You don't go to like I don't know. You don't go to Mackey's and say, I want these certain cheesy bites, and Mackey's go, well, how spicy do you want them? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You just get what you ask for and you slap down, and it's just... And
it's the same. You can go all around the world and it will taste the same.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere else, as far to my knowledge, where there's a little Indian fused van that does incredible food with the service of the most loveliest woman. Honestly, you can't get that. No. That's another place in Telford you need to go to. Yuri's food van. Yeah, so that's another Telford goldmine. Honestly, mate, we're very niche here, and we've got some amazing people around, and Normie is definitely one of them. So
100%. Big up, Normie. Big up, Normie. Big love to you. And anyone that wants to check out Normie's van, it resides at Telford Town Centre for now. I'm not sure where it's going to go in the future.
Oh, no. That's
I'll have it in my back garden if it'll save her.
Yeah, it's safe.
Do you know what I mean? She can do a podcast while doing Normie Will It Picori.
Yeah, well, hopefully, the dream is to do a world tour one day. I'm going to need some Normie Picoris on my way. So
mate, you need to take her with you. Just take a trailer on the back of the tour bus.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Do you know what I mean?
Just pull her along. Yeah, there you go.
not by your ankles.
No. Obviously by the trailer.
And she just throws that front out, and she's just like, right.
Who am I cooking for?
What would you like Picorian? But honestly, mate, she's on to a good thing, Normie. Like, I'm gonna give her the flowers that she deserves here. Like, she started off with like aside from the van, I'm talking like a TikTok presence and stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know? Wow.
It's growing so
it's going viral, my mate.
People in London are like commenting on it and saying, "Oh, we get these all the time and stuff." And I'm like, fair play.
Yeah,
that audience is mate. Yeah,
she's that's a clever way of doing it, because she's gone from an idea, normie Will it Pakori, it sounds good, it rolls off the end of the tongue.
Yeah.
And now people are taking it everywhere, and
but people are making their own videos doing it as well.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
that's crazy, right?
As soon as I seen that, I thought, winning.
Yeah. That's another kind of like, I don't know, Spudman kind of situation in that sense of, it's a food van, and you get, and she does lives and stuff like that. Interact.
She does,
mate. It's good, man. It's good.
I've been on a few times. The last time I went on live with her, we'd spoke through message a couple of times. And then she put your slap on and join me on live.
I know. Thing is, when she usually, like, if I catch her live, I'm usually like lying in bed, just like dribbling out the side of my mouth, ready for bed. And that's when I'll go flick through my TikToks, and she's like, "Oh, join me if you want." I'm like, "I can't. I just can't." But I need to as well. I'll jump on the lives. We need to jump on the live.
Definitely, mate. I mean, I can't believe like the views she's getting. There's thousands of views per video, mate.
Yeah, mate. It's good, man. You start getting paid by TikTok.
Yeah,
TikTok pay well as well now.
Yeah.
They pay some, like, per 1,000 views you can get £1.
Okay.
Now if you're doing 500,000 views, that's quite a bit of money. Like, that's only on one video, so per video you'll get that. But I think the more follows you start gaining, the RPM, the rates per minute, whatever it is, the money from the videos comes down. So it wouldn't be £1 per video, it would be less, it would be a lot, then it would start coming down.
I must say, like, I can't go, like, this TikTok presence going live and stuff, like, I understand people gifting £5, £10. Mate, some people gift universes that are worth like £500. Now, why would you send £500 to a creator?
See, I've joined an agency, Three Heads Agency.
TikTok.
Yeah, they approached me and they were like, "You need to go live because you're great," and stuff like that. So I got with them. I've understood a better meaning for it and stuff like that. But they look at TikTok now, and it's like, the first thing you do when you get home, or you used to do, is you go home, you flick on the TV, see what's on, see what's news. 90% of people now are going home and going on the phone. Who's live stream? Who's my favourite live stream, and what are they doing? What are they up to? Oh, Callum's on, for instance. Let's watch him. And when you used to ring up to TV shows or do this or do that, you can now send gifts because your name comes up and people will see your name like, oh, he's gifting. Oh, he must have. And then you interact with them, and you make them feel special and stuff like that, because it's like a live TV show. Because at some point there could be loads of people watching you, and you got to make them, and them gifting you make them feel special, mate. And you're pretty much head above water, because they want to keep gifting you, because you'll keep speaking to them. Not necessarily keep speaking to them, but the logistics of the live streaming that's the new thing to do. You are going home and live streaming on your watching live streams. You ain't turning on the TV anymore. Yeah. I don't know that many people that watch TV anymore, really. And I think that's kind of what happens with reality TV shows like singing competitions, like The Voice. I don't come across that many people that have watched it, but like, they know it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, of course I know, like X Factor and stuff like that." Yeah. Because 10-15 years ago, everyone was like, "Oh, Saturday night TV, we love it. This is what we do."
Now it's snippets of social media, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, what's on TikTok now?" I mean, before you know it, your time's on it, and you've watched 3 hours of TikTok. And whether you're watching someone live stream or you're watching someone just videos and continuous videos of what they do and what they're into, mate, the new thing to do is live stream, because it's TV now.
I've learned a lot from it, mate. Like, I want to get to the point where, I was doing lives for ages, but it wasn't really. I mean, I've got a few followers on there. I've got probably like 2,000 followers on there or something. And when I go live, I get a few people in the room and stuff, and I do a lot of my tracks live and stuff. But like my wife keeps saying, you need to. Like, she's seeing people that are literally just sitting on the cam and getting paid, and she was like, you've got the skills to talk about mental health, talk about this, do your tracks. She was like, you need to start looking at making money off this, Mate,
there's money to be made.
But I wouldn't know where to start. But I have learned in the aspect of the uploads, I've learned that, like, people have a short attention span with videos, and if these videos don't capture you within 4 seconds, they're moving on to the next one.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
honest.
I'm cautious about what I upload now. Like, for example, like the table and chairs that I've got outside that you spoke about, that have got the fire pit in the middle.
Yeah.
I was talking about, catch me here at this rave at this time, rather than just standing in front of the camera. I got the flames up. I got so many views on that, because I think just the flames itself captured them as what's he talking about here?
Background,
it's different.
everything, mate. Everything to do with background and everything of your videos.
And when you're
so
talking,
important.
apparently it's really important. Like on the videos, not lives. It's really important to put captions, so it's put in the words.
Yeah. Or like I notice some do better. If something's good at the end of the video, I'll put at the bottom like, I can't believe this happened at the end, or this is mad. Like the ending of this is crazy. People are then almost forced to watch the whole video and be like, oh, fair play, that was good, I like it.
Yeah.
You know, or comment on it, or whatever the situation is.
And then hashtags are the ones as well, on the FY, FYP, all that stuff.
Some people over hashtag. You try and fly all the hashtags in. I'll try and do things that are, you know, related to what I'm putting up at that time. But some people will just hashtag everything.
Mate, I've seen some people, it's a little bit naughty, like there's some people that have done like, I don't know, artists that are promoting their new song and they've hashtagged Liam Payne in it.
Oh yeah, some people
that's
have
a little bit naughty. That is. Do you know what I mean?
Some people hashtag P Diddy.
Really?
Yeah, it's not good, and that is not good, man.
No, that's
like,
not good.
It's just for view, and like I understand what you're doing, but like, oh come on, just have a second. Just you know, come on. I understand, but the thing is, and the algorithms with TikTok and stuff like that, they are so hard to break. But when you do break them, they give you a chance. Like, I haven't posted for I've actually not posted for a while on TikTok, maybe like a week or something, where I should have been, but I've been busy. And I might not get, nothing may have never go viral, but something I put up 2 months ago might just go viral tomorrow.
Wow.
For no reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
it just will. And like, it's the same with when I put my videos up of me and when I sang at Spudman's wedding. Obviously my views went through the fucking roof.
Yeah, because Spudman's involved.
Yeah, exactly, in comparison. So like, I was drawing his fans in, and they're like, okay, they might not like music, because they're there for food, aren't they? That's what they've followed Spudman for. Did
you find that your followers went up as opposed to your...
Yeah, they went up a little bit, but I've noticed with lives, when I'm live streaming, my followers I could do a gig to 800 people, put my boards out, follow my social media, do this, do that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 followers max, and I'm like, oh, fair play, and I'm buzzing about it. I'm like, oh, I've done all right there. I do a live stream. I've got like, I think I've done 4 or 5 live streams since I kind of started it more regularly. I think I'm getting like 75 followers.
As if.
And like, that's crazy numbers. I'm doing a gig in front of hundreds of people, busting my ass off, sweating, or I'm sitting at home practicing.
It's mad, isn't it?
That I do anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm just got a camera in my face this time.
Yeah.
And I'm gaining more from that.
Yeah.
And like, even with the gifts and stuff, they're not much, but like over like 4 videos,
yeah,
I'm getting like just over 20 quid from gifts.
I need to get involved in this, mate, because you know, I've got something to offer like yourself. I've got a niche like yourself, you know. I've got something to offer. I need to get involved. Chris, I'm good friends with Chris Sadler.
Yeah, Chrisography. Yeah,
Mr. Lens Jedi.
Yeah, Lens Jedi. Yeah, he's great
a dude,
bloke,
isn't he?
Yeah,
he's a dude.
Great bloke, man. And I'll tell you what, he's an awesome photographer as well. Like,
do you know what I like about Chris?
Go on.
He completely steps out of the box. He's not your average wedding photographer.
No.
He tries stuff that you think...
What he thinks is cool, he's like, I want to do that. And it's like, yeah, let's do it. And he thinks outside the box. You're right, man. He is.
Especially in lockdown. You should have seen... I mean, it's worth having a look at some of the stuff way back in lockdown, like... Mate, it was mad what he was putting together. He was like, here's my son's Lego figure. And he's made this, like, you know, this scene out of just... I think he had, like, staples that were in... I'm sure I'm right. Staples that were in, like, a tower. And then he put a black background and put these staples down. And by the time he took a photo with, like, the shadows, it literally looked like a skyscraper. And they were just staples.
No, that's class. Yeah.
He steps out of the box all the time.
Yeah.
Then he's doing the cars and he's involved in the supercars. Then he's grabbing artists like me and you. I went down there the other week and, you know, bless him, like he invited me down for a free photo shoot. And
mate, he's,
you know,
because he wants to. Yeah, that's what he wants to try some different.
And it wasn't
photos
me going, can you take this one? Can you take? He completely led it. Can you do this? Can you stand to the side? Can you hold your mic? Here's all your pictures.
Yeah, that's what he did with me. He literally the same thing.
Well, you're on his wall and I'm not, and I'm a little bit offended by that, Chris. So
Chris, sort it out, mate.
Come on, Chris. I want to
made nearly famous. That's what it's about, isn't it? It was his nearly famous for, isn't it? Yeah.
Got bloody Jason Allen. He's got you.
Jason Allen. Yeah. Who else has he got?
Maceo.
He's got Maceo.
Maceo's on there.
Yeah. I can't think of who else.
He went to Abbey Road Studios with Maceo the other day.
Oh yes, I did see that. That was cool. Yeah, it costs a lot to rent out that bad boy. I tell you. I knew actually the guy I was writing with a couple of weeks ago used to work in Abbey Road. He worked there for a couple of years. You can't give in a CV to that place. you have literally got to know the no to get
Really?
working in there. Yeah, it's mental.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
But now, Chris, like, big up to him, because like I said, I like to give people their, you know, their flowers when they deserve it. And Chris is great. Like, if you're looking for a photographer for pretty much anything, like, my man takes pictures of dogs.
Yeah.
He'll take pictures of slobbery dogs running towards the camera. You know, he'll take pictures of your cars.
Brilliant as well.
Yeah, they're great.
So good, mate. His lens is I've seen it. Yeah, he's really a master craftsman at his work.
And I've seen him, like, I've looked at the way he works, and when he's booked for events, like, i.e., like the Shropshire Music Awards, not this one, I think it was the one before, he might have been in this one, can't remember, but when he's at events, I think the best photographer is the ones that just, well, he is like a lens Jedi. You don't see him. He's like a little ninja.
No.
But when the pictures come out, it's like, whoa. He is there.
No,
his presence is there, but you don't see him.
No, exactly.
And that's some of the great photographers.
Yeah, and that's what you call a fantastic photographer. He did a show of mine in February where I did sold out the Anastois. It was like my first show. Oh, crazy, man. I forgot about that. Yeah, I sold out the Anastois tickets.
Is that the one when you had, like, I don't want to be offensive to anyone, but you had pictures with more mature women. There was, like, loads of women in the paper.
Yes, that's
you were in the
one.
Middle of that.
Oh, mate, they loved me, and I loved them. It was ace, man.
You were like putty in their hands.
I was, mate. It was lovely. And you know what? Chris come there, mate, and he did his thing, and I had some fantastic photos from there that I still use for my profile. So thank you. Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I mean the pictures that you've got behind you there, Chris.
Oh,
Chris,
mate, class.
You know, he's done them.
That one as well.
Oh, it's wicked, mate. I love them, like.
They're actually so good.
Yeah.
Fair play.
That's Chris, man. So, you know, I wanted to get them on my wall and showcase them, and yeah, he is brilliant, mate. So, anyway, I'm sure his head is as big as Humpty Dumpty right now. Probably scratching his head like this.
Yeah.
So damn big. Anyway, big up Chris, big up Lens Jedi. Thank you, Callum, for this, honestly, mate.
No, thank you. Dribbz, my man.
I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it's been really fun, mate. I can't believe how quick it's gone, bro.
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry, I ramble.
No, you don't need to be sorry, because that is exactly what it's all about. People are telling me, with these podcasts, people are saying, you're doing them too long, Dribbz. 1 hour 52, 2 hours, it's too long. Now, I'm sorry, if people are interested, they'll keep listening.
Yeah, mate.
If they want to skip through, they can skip through, it don't matter.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it, mate. Everyone to their own, innit? So yeah, no, big ups to you. Big shout out to Dribbz. He does a lot for the music community in Telford. He's personally reached out to me several times, and I now call him a friend. He's so helpful. What he represents and what he does with his music, he's so different, especially when it comes to writing. He writes about things that are so personal for him and what he's fought through in life. And I think that's quite incredible. It's not like your average rapper, your hip-hop artist. He is his own niche, and the guy is just a legend. And I think a lot of people around Telford would say you definitely have a legacy, mate. Keep it going, because what you represent and do for the community is quite incredible, and for your family and who you are. So big ups to you, mate. So thank you.
Thank you so much. So once again, guys, it's been episode 4 of the Dribbz Talks podcast. All the good stuff, you know, like, share, subscribe. You know, it goes a long way. It really does. And yeah, big up to everyone that's took the time to listen. And yeah, just keep walking with me on this journey, because this is a whole new journey for me. I've got some very, very exciting guests to come in the future. And yeah, big up. Thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dribbz Talks podcast. We're bringing it to you real, raw and uncut. A safe place where we can talk about anything and everything. So like, share and subscribe. But most importantly, keep it locked. Everything's gonna be just fine. Everything's gonna be okay. Just take one step at a time. That's what the leaflets say.